It's time for Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Welcome and good morning to all of our viewers out there and listeners. We are online at mylocalradio.com and on the airwaves at 98.3 KDQ FM. We are in Herriman at beautiful Zions Bank Stadium. This is the home of the Utah Monarchs, and it is a great setting for today's matchup, along with many other matchups. We have 3 other football games happening at this location today, but we start things off with the 10 o'clock kickoff against the Altamont Longhorns. This is the semifinal matchup of the 8-man playoffs, number 1 versus number 4. And as I say, later today, following this game, it is going to be number 1 versus number 4 in 3A with Morgan and Manti playing each other, and then the other one you're going to want to pay attention to at 4 o'clock is the other side of the 8-man bracket, which will be between number 2, Monticello, and number 3, Water Canyon. And, Rob, we are a little bit chilly today, but as I said last week, if you grow up in Woodruff and live in Woodruff, it's not too bad.
Yeah, this is great weather, in my opinion, and the sun is shining on the field even though we're in the shade, so I would say temperature down there is probably about 40 degrees.
Yeah, I think kickoff was predicted to be 36, and I agree with you. When you're in the sun, it feels much better than that. So the boys are going to be just fine on both sides today, but we're excited for the pregame show today, brought to you by the Ellingford Brothers and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. We'll be back after this. When we return, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Woodhouse from Altamont, had a great conversation with him. Some interesting things were talked about, including the landscape of 8-man football. So listen in. That will be the interview we come into after the break. Once again, this is the pregame show brought to you by the Ellingford Brothers and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Now time for our pregame show, our coaches show, and I'm excited to be here talking with Coach Woodhouse from Altamont. Coach and I were just reminiscing about his time at Enterprise when Coach Larson and I were in high school and playing against Coach Woodhouse. He had some great Enterprise teams, and now he's at Altamont, a very familiar foe to the Rich Rebels. We've played Altamont for years, and Coach, how have things been going? And my biggest question is, how are you liking 8-man football?
Well, it's fast. It's definitely real fast, and I enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun. I love coaching football, and it's that part of it is still there. That you have to tackle, you have to catch the ball, you have to run the ball, and you have to do the things that you have to do in every football. So I'm enjoying that part of it. There's some adjustments still 3 years in. There's still some things, oh, gosh, dang, we can't do that. That's 11-man. So
right.
We're still learning and growing. And, of course, Altamont was without football for a while, and so we're having to teach the game, and it's fun. It's fun to see kids learn and grow, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, Coach, you bring up a good point. For a few years there, kids from Altamont, if they were wanting to play football, they were going across town to Duchesne to do that, and you guys have been able to get football back going. Do you feel that the community is excited about football being back in Altamont? Is it still – because in Rich, I mean, there's still quite a few people who are getting used to 8-man football, of course. And
Yeah.
so do you feel like – how is that going in Altamont with not only football being back, but it being a little bit different of a version of football than what they're used to?
Well, I think the response has been really good. You know, when we started a few years ago, it was probably 70-30. I think we've increased it now to about 80-20. But there's still about 20% that got a real bad taste in their mouth when they took football away, and they just felt like, well, we won't support football ever again. They went to baseball, and that's what they support, and they make no bones about it. When they see me in town, we talk about it all the time. And these are people that it's like you, Bradley. I coached against you. I know these people from my coaching years and from being involved in wrestling and being involved in softball and in other sports. And so these are people that I know them well. And so they grab me and we talk, and they make no bones about the fact that we don't support football anymore. We support baseball. And so, but it's growing, and I think it's going to get back to where, it used to be. I'm not sure we'll get back to 11-man until we can stop sharing athletes. But right now we're competing at the level that we're at when we can only field, 20, 21 kids. We're content with where we're at. And I think it's going to continue to be a good thing and get better and grow and grow and grow. And maybe someday we'll overpower the other sports. So how does that work right now, Coach? Do kids have the option to play both, or does it need to be a decision of one or the other at this point? We had a couple the first year try and play both, and baseball coaches kind of ex-nate it. I mean, I adjusted my practices to fit their practices, and we practice later in the evening, but there's just too many games that they play on Friday and too many tournaments that they go to that they play Friday night. The kids had to miss games. And
Gotcha. Well,
it's just better if they play one or the other.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up. There's plenty of rumblings, and I'm sure you've heard them, of the Penguiches and the Waynes, Paiutes in Bryce Valley that are potentially looking at doing this, and it'd be a similar setup to what Altamont's doing with having both options. And so it'll be interesting how that evolves over time. And that's my next question, Coach. What are your hopes for Altamont, the long game, big picture for the future of Altamont football?
Honestly, Bradley, if baseball switches, if they do baseball in the spring when it should be, when everybody else in the state does it, then I would love to get back to 11-man football. But as long as there's two sports in the fall where there's baseball and football, and we're having to split kids, we're just never going to have enough kids to go back to 11. And so I just want to be competitive. I want kids in Altamont to have the same opportunities that kids all over the state get, and they have the opportunity to play football. And if baseball was the only thing that they could play in the fall, and this was the problem that they had, 20, 25 kids playing baseball. Well, what about the other 25 kids that are sitting around doing nothing? Let's get them doing something, because they'll keep their grades up. I mean, it's proven. We know that they'll keep their grades up. They'll be in school. They'll get things done, and they'll be a lot more attentive if they're doing something other than just sitting around. And there's a bunch of them that didn't. They were absolutely adamant they were not going to Duchesne. There was some that went there. There was some that went to Union. Mm-hmm. Some of them that went to Union or didn't play were not going to go to Duchesne and play.
Well, and you got to love the loyalty and the school spirit of that. And no, that's great, Coach. And it's obviously trending in the right direction for you. And you're in your second year taking your team to the semifinals. And so, Coach, this week with the game against Rich, I know that when Rich and Altamont played the first time, you had some guys injured. Does it look like you'll be fully healthy this week?
Yeah, we'll be at full strength. Yeah, we got guys back that were injured. We got one of the guys was playing a different position because he was injured and wasn't ready to go back and play. So we have a different person playing quarterback for us. And so, yeah, we'll be at full strength. I mean, we watch film. We know Tyson. We know, they're disciplined. They're a dang good football team, and we're going to have to be at our top to play with Rich. So, they're just a darn good football team.
Well, we appreciate that, Coach, and we appreciate all you're doing for Altamont. With this young 8-man league, we need every team to be able to continue to succeed and play hard. These young military academy schools, we need them to continue to develop, and it's good to have Altamont, which we've had such a long-standing relationship with, here in it as well. And so, Coach, we wish you the best of luck this week and in all the seasons going forward, and look forward to chatting with you again.
Okay, Bradley, it's good to talk to you, my friend. We'll see you.
Yeah, you as well, Coach. See ya.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act when you have an emergency. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
I am here with JC Rex. Well, JC, maybe I'll let you introduce yourself since your last name isn't Rex anymore. But I interviewed Elisa, Peterson a few weeks ago, and I kept calling her Elisa Peterson too, and she had to correct me. So how about you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's JC Rex Shaw. I married Brandon Shaw, so that's where that Shaw comes from.
And I will attest, Brandon, great guy for any of our Rich County listeners who haven't had the chance to meet him yet. He's a big football guy too, so he and I get along really well. JC, each week we talk to some alumni that went through Rich High School, and we catch up and see where you're at now. And you are good friends with my wife, so I've been able to be updated on what you've got going, and you've had a great post-high school career. So maybe talk to us a little bit about your family, and you do have a fun announcement going on right now too within your family. So maybe let our viewers know, or listeners know, what you've got going on in your life right now.
So I currently live in Castle Rock, Colorado, and we are expecting our first baby, a baby girl, this month. So everything's changing really fast. But we're really excited about it. After I graduated from Rich High School, I went to Utah State University. I love the Aggies. Go Aggies. If anybody's wondering about where to go to school, I'd pick there. And I got my degree in history, and I moved out to South Carolina. I taught social studies in South Carolina. That's where I met my husband. I came to Colorado because Colorado State University would pay for my master's degree if I taught an introduction history course to college students. So I got my master's degree from Colorado State, and now I work in Douglas County for CSU Extension as a program specialist for 4-H here. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
So you're very busy and about to become a mom, so life's going to get even better, but crazier as well. And JC, let's talk about your time at Utah State. You were involved in some leadership at Utah State, weren't you? During your time there?
Yeah, that's correct. So I was heavily involved at Utah State University. I was a member of Kappa Delta sorority, which was great, and I was on the executive board there. But I also was the senator for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. That's called CHAS. So I got to oversee about 4,000 different students and do various activities for them, including recruitment, meeting with the dean. Basically acted as their liaison with higher executive council to get changes for our college.
Awesome. And JC, obviously you've been able to accomplish a lot of great things in your young life so far. What would you attribute your time at Rich High School to what you have going now, the things you've been able to accomplish, and the further education you've pursued after high school?
Yeah, I would say that sports mentality really helped me out. I was really close with a group of girls under Coach Stewart, and we were always on time and we were held accountable. And I think those skills have really been able to transfer into my work and my career of being on time and, being accountable and being like loyal and working as a team and trying to get things done. I'm also a little stubborn. I really love the discus, and not a lot of us threw discus at Rich High School, but I actually did really well in that because I was so stubborn and wanted to pursue it. And I think it's okay to indulge in your passions, even if they're a little bit different than everybody else's. And I was always supported with that at Rich High School. So I would say all of those things, but definitely the community. I always felt at peace with my friends and that people would support me when I tried to do different things in life.
Well, and for those that are listening, JC is the daughter of Denny Rex, who's just a great, iconic figure in our community, and everyone knows Denny and the whole Rex family, who's contributed a lot to Rich High School and continues to support us well. And JC, you did just that and continue to do that. I always like to ask in these interviews, JC, for those that I'm interviewing, during your 4 years at Rich High School, is there one teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to that had a really positive impact on your life that's carried through to today?
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. K, he was great. And he really, made me question narratives and think about complex problem solving and critical thinking in a different light. And he was just, always so supportive of kids and wanted the best for them. And I think that's a huge reason I became an educator and I married an educator. I believe that educators are really powerful. And I had some amazing educators at Rich High School, including Jody Muir, Cindy Stewart. I had phenomenal educators, and I'm so incredibly thankful for them in my life.
Well, JC, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We wish you the best in your future endeavors, especially with becoming a mom. And when is your due date?
The 26th.
Of November.
Of November, yes, okay. This month.
Awesome. Well, good luck. You're going to do so awesome. And once again, thanks for representing Rich High School so well after you've gone out into the world. And tell Brandon hello for me, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Bradley.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
I'm here with our almost end of season coaches show with Coach Larson. Coach, how are you feeling about this week's matchup and returning to the semifinals for the third straight year?
Kids are excited. We're pretty excited. And I have to tease you, Bradley. I was listening to you and Rob on the play call of the UMA game, and you guys mentioned something like, oh, yeah, it'd be good to see some of these formations and just get some extra arrows in our quiver going forward. That way, when we need them against Monticello. And I joked with the team, I was like, guys, My Local Radio people put a target on our backs, because if I'm Altamont and I'm listening to that, I'd be like, man, they're not even thinking about Altamont. So for all the listeners out there, and for you to know, I have not spoken anything about Monticello this week. It is Altamont this week. We got to take care of business to even have that shot of being able to play Monticello again. So and Altamont's gotten a lot better. Like, they have way improved. They just beat a team without their best kid by 3 touchdowns in St. Joe. And earlier in the year, they beat them by 1 point with their whole team. So they have definitely improved. They've made some changes in their lineup. They have a couple kids back that weren't there when they played us. So we are very prepared for them to come swinging. I told the guys to not even watch the film from before, because they're a different team, and we need to watch the film that we have most recently of them to scout them. So in terms of the upcoming matchup, we still feel really good about it, but we've definitely echoed the sentiment to tell the guys that we are not overlooking this team. Take them seriously, and don't waste a week of football. We're way excited. It's a fantastic venue to play down at Zions Bank Stadium.
You know, I'm disappointed. I thought what you were going to give me a hard time about is that I couldn't pronounce Marauders very well, and I've continued to practice that since then. But
you got fantastic as the show went on.
Well, Coach, I'm glad that it's definitely the one game at a time mentality, and the hungry but humble mindset continues to work for you guys. Yeah, I had a good talk with Coach Woodhouse. He's definitely building something special up there in terms of getting better each week and each year. I think they're definitely ones that help this league to be better, and it'll be a fun matchup this week. What does it mean for your seniors how many practices do they have left in their career? There's five or six practices left that they have as Rich High School football players.
Yeah, and we've tried to echo that, not to be doomsdayers, but we've tried to echo that from day one, that there's going to be a day when you will take the pads off for the last time, and it'll be a sad day. So I appreciate that they are always ready to go. They try to get amped up even for the drills that aren't all that fun and a lot of hype. And so I'm pleased with the kids. I think they'll bring everything, and I hope that that's the case, especially on Friday when we play. I think they'll be ready to go and not want to waste any more downs of football. So I've been pleased with them that they try to cherish every moment.
So, and Coach, it's obvious that you're locked in for this week and not looking ahead, just taking it one day at a time. But with the UMA game, what were some things that stood out to you in terms of your underclassmen? Because obviously they had the bulk of the workload, and names that stuck out to me watching. Well, one in particular, Hunter Cornea, had a ton of tackles just as a freshman. So games like that have to get you excited for not just next year, but for the years to come.
Yeah, no, they've been awesome, and the kids they knew going into it. We mentioned to them a couple weeks ago that they're not going to have a lot of guaranteed playing time from here on, and they still show up to practice every day. I had a kid that was sick the last couple of days, and he's just worried as could be, Nash Berry, that we're not going to let him come and be to the semifinal game because he hasn't been to all the practices. And so that I'm just excited to hear, that's their mindset. They want to be involved. They want to help any way they can. And helping right now as a freshman, they might get in the game, they might not, but they want to be there and be involved. And I was proud that they got opportunities against UMA, and I thought they did fantastic. Even Jackson Jolly, I think, has the most sacks in a game as anyone this year. So
that's amazing.
They came and played hard. We put some packages out there to try to extend the game a little bit, give our guys a little longer time. And we were at the point that even if they would have scored on that team, we weren't going to be up in arms, and our kids still made stops. So it was awesome.
Well, Coach, we wish you good luck this week against Altamont in hopes of extending this postseason. And we'll see you down there, and we'll talk hopefully again next week.
Sounds great. We'll plan on it.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
We welcome you back. Thank you to those that have tuned into our pregame show brought to you by the Ellingford Brothers and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Again, we are here at Zions Bank Stadium in Herriman, Utah, getting ready for the semifinal game in the 8-man 1A League between our Rich High Rebels and the Altamont Longhorns, a very familiar opponent for decades for the Rich Rebels. And Rob, let's go to our keys of the game today. What do you have for us for this semifinal matchup?
Well, I would say first of all is going to be some pressure on the quarterback. They are using a different quarterback than when we faced them earlier in the season. Senior Thatcher Rust will be behind center, and he has completed 48% of his passes as compared to Dallin Ledbetter, who was the quarterback earlier in the season, who completed 60. But I think some pressure on that quarterback is going to be key. They have 6 receivers, Bradley, with double-digit receptions. If you want to make a comparison, Rich has 3. So they're going to go to the air a lot. He's thrown only 2 interceptions. So I think some pressure on the quarterback is going to be key. Number 2, special teams. Looking back on the game that Rich played against Altamont earlier in the season, that was clear back on the 23rd of August, if you can remember that one. Rich won 43-6. Watching the film on that one, Altamont's special teams had some issues, and I think that could become key in this one. And then the third key to the game would be balanced run and pass. Carter has upped his completion percentage. 12 for 12 from last week didn't hurt that percentage. But I like to see a good mix between the run and the pass in this one. Carter's got 9 throwing touchdowns with only 1 interception. So takes good care of the ball, makes some good decisions. And obviously the running game is good. If you looked at this game on paper, Bradley, you would think this one's going to be a dogfight because Altamont rushes 213 yards per game, Rich 212. They throw 86 yards passing, we throw 96. And they put up 300 yards a game, we put up 309. They score 32 points a game, we score 30 points a game. So right there you would say that this is going to be marquee of a tough matchup. The bigger stat, well, Altamont gives up 32 points a game, and Rich gives up only 13. And if you look just at the 8-man games, we only give up 8 points a game. That's only 1 score. So I think the defense is really what's going to set the tone. And I'm not worried that we're going to score points. We'll score points, but that defense is going to hold Altamont down, and I think that's going to be the key to the win.
Yeah, Rob, I agree with everything you said. And really what I think it comes down to today, what teams are going to show up, what versions of both of these teams are going to show up. For Rich, I believe Coach Larson has them locked in. It's tough when you're the heavy favorite to be locked in, to have an early game where you've woken up and you're going to come out fighting. If Rich comes out fighting, they come out awake, it doesn't take time to get going, they're going to be just fine in my opinion. Now, if we come out slow, if we come out groggy, and Altamont comes out ready to go, this one might be closer than Rich would like. Now, on the Altamont side, they've got Dylan Ivey, who's an absolute stud. Coach Larson's talked about him all week.
Number 1 for a reason.
Yeah, and if he's going to have to do all the work, it's not going to be a good day for Altamont. If some of his teammates give him some help, it's going to be a closer margin. Now, some of the scores on Altamont's schedule that have me scratching my head, the biggest one is that blowout loss to Whitehorse. That was a weird one. That was definitely off of what the rest of their season is like. So is it going to be the Altamont team from that game, or is it going to be the Altamont team from last week where they beat a pretty decent St. Joe's team by a couple scores without Dylan Ivey on the field? So whatever teams show up on both sides is going to dictate what happens today. if the best versions of both teams come out, I'm very confident in this Rich Rebel team. But like I say, is if the Rich Rebels come out a little bit slow and Altamont plays the best game of the year like Coach Woodhouse wants, it may be different. So we're going to go to break here. Well, we're going to go right into our team intro. And then after this, we're just getting ready for the captains to meet and for our wonderful country to be honored here with the showing of the colors. And then we'll be back after that.
Carter Grohl, number 1, junior.
I'm Nash Perry. I'm number 2, and I'm a freshman.
Sam Leifson, number 3, senior.
My name's Wilkes Weston. I am number 4, and I am in the 10th grade.
I'm Paxton Nicodemus, number 5, 10th grade.
Jet Holmes, 6, junior.
Carter Hoffman, senior, number 8.
I'm Zenek Stocking. I'm a senior, and I'm number 9.
I'm Aiden Weston. I'm a junior, and I wear number 10.
Dylan Wasden, wide receiver, DB, junior.
I'm Val Cornia. I'm number 13, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Connor Creel. I'm 15, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Daniel Smith. I'm a senior, and I'm number 16.
Brayden Stokes. I'm a freshman, and my number is 21.
I'm Antonio Maldonado. I'm a senior, number 22.
Drake Weston, senior, number 23.
Riker Kirk, number 25. I'm a junior.
My name is Hudson Perry. I am a sophomore, and I am number 28.
I'm Porter Keach. I'm a junior, and I'm number 30.
Wyatt O'Malley, freshman, 34.
Dylan Fonsbeck, junior. I wear number 35.
I'm Jaron Moon. I'm number 42, and I'm a freshman.
Wyatt Tingy. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm number 48.
Cade Nelson, junior, 50.
Jaden Bell, sophomore, number 52.
Bailey Weston. I'm a sophomore. My number's 54.
Boston Jolly, number 55, junior.
My name is Max Weston. I'm a freshman, and my number is 56.
I'm Jordan Johnson. I'm a senior, and I'm number 58.
Easton Eborn, junior, number 59.
I'm Talon Wilson-Pace. I am a senior, and I'm number 60.
I'm Christian Reese. I am number 62, and I'm in 9th grade.
Traxton Chandler, a sophomore, number 65.
I'm Hunter Cornea. We're number 66, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Rylan Goff. I'm a sophomore, and I'm number 67.
My name is Ian Adams. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 68.
Killer Gal, sophomore, 70.
My name is Breaker Willis. I'm a sophomore, and my number is 72.
JJ Chandler, senior, number 73.
Jack Wakefield, junior, number 75.
My name is Scott Wakefield. I am a wide receiver, and I'm number 82, and I'm a freshman.
My name's Tag Stewart. My number is 85, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Donald Anderson. I'm a senior. I'm a manager.
We welcome you back after that starting lineup, and we just were able to honor our nation with the national anthem, and we're just getting ready to go here. And, Rob, it looks like the Rebels will start on defense today.
Yeah, they won the toss, Bradley, and chose to defer and take the defensive side of the ball, which hopefully they can get a 3 and out and get some good field position.
So, and Rob, when we played the Altamont back in early September.
August.
Been that long. August 23rd is what you said, huh? So back in August, one thing that they were able to do well. They had some special team errors, but one area they did do well on was Dylan Ivey returning kicks. And so we'll see if we kick to him today. I don't remember a ton about that game other than that was a bright spot for him was the kick returns. Everything else on special teams, not so much, but their kick returns were spot on that day.
They were, and they ran a kickback at least to midfield. But I agree. We've talked about this before, Bradley. Why give them the opportunity? They're going to give it to them at the 35 rather than let them run it to the 45.
Well, we do have a very passionate kicker who loves kicking the ball, so we'll see. Dylan Fonsbeck has now teed it up, and we are ready to go here with the Rebels kicking to the Longhorns, and Dylan Fonsbeck does do so. An Altamont recipient does catch it. He slips after a few steps, fumbles it, but it is recovered by the Longhorns, who will take over on their own 26-yard line. So the Rebel defense will take the field, a defense who has done very well this year. Rob, as you said, in the 8-man league, averaging only letting a team score once all game. And so we will see today how that fares out as the Longhorns do come to the line with a new quarterback at the helm that we talked about. That is number 44, Thatcher Rust. They are in the shotgun. Rust will hand it off around the outside, and there is some room, but that is swallowed up immediately by a herd of Rebel defenders.
That
was number 8, Braden Jensen, the ball carrier there.
Number 6, Jet Holmes, in on that tackle. I couldn't see the number on the other one, Bradley.
Well, I believe it was number 3. Samuel Leifson was the other defender.
I thought that, but
there.
he got off that pile so fast. I'm like, he couldn't have been in there.
That was Jet and Samuel on that tackle as Rust is in the gun once again. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Longhorns. The ball is snapped and given to Dylan Ivey, who has some room to work as he is taken down again by Samuel Leifson with the help of Jet Holmes. Gain of about 5 on the play there. So the Longhorns have a 2nd and 3 coming up here. So far, the Longhorns able to move the ball. The Rebels looking to make this a short drive as it is a 3rd and 3 coming up for the Longhorns. Rust in the gun once again. He takes the snap. He is back to pass this time. Has some time. He's going to tuck it and go, and he will have enough for the first down as he is forced out of bounds there. And the Longhorns coming out swinging, like we said, which is something that they're going to need to do today, and they have done just that as they get a first down on the Rebels here.
They're usually throwing the ball, Bradley, and I guess you can credit the secondary for having all the receivers covered that he had to take that one and run, but outside contain, a problem there for the Rebels.
Which in 8-man, outside contain is tough. There is not a whole lot of help out there as Rust is in the gun with backs to his right and left. He gets the snap. Is going to be a quarterback keeper, a designed quarterback keeper, but that will go nowhere. Back almost to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 2nd and most likely 10 for the Longhorns. That was a designed keeper, but nothing going there.
Yeah, you can credit 23 Drake Weston and 28 Hudson Perry on the blitz from the linebacker slot, but it's kind of strange. You've got 2 down linemen for Rich. It's not really a traditional setup on defense.
There's not much football tradition going on out there. This is a little bit different than the typical. But Rust in the gun. He is back to pass, a swing pass out to Ivy. He has got some room to go, and he has got almost a first down. He is lit up by Riker Hoffman.
Yep.
That was a good hit, but that is enough for another first down. The Longhorns are going to have to live and breathe off of Dylan Ivey today as he is responsible for a lot of the yardage so far today.
Yeah, I thought we had the quarterback there just for a second, but that was a design screen pass to Ivy, and he's got speed.
So with a fresh set of downs, the Longhorns come to the line with Rust in the gun with backs to his right and left, a wide receiver wide to his left, which leaves a 4-man front in front of him. That is going to be a misdirection, a gain of about 3 on the play. That is Braden Jessen on the carry.
Tackle made by number 20, Jasper Johnson, 23, Drake Weston, and number 6, Jet Holmes.
So it sounds like Drake Weston, Jet Holmes, and I'm guessing that was Hudson Perry is the other one. Yeah. They thought it was a number 20, but I'm guessing that was 28, Hudson Perry. Altamont in the gun once again with Rust at quarterback. He is going to give to Ivy around the left side, and he's able to get some yardage there, potentially.
Number 1, Dylan Ivy.
He did go out of bounds before the first down, but not before he gains 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, credit Daniel Smith, number 16, for running him out of bounds, and we get a hockey line change from the Rebel defense.
Yep, so Coach Corney wants to switch things up as the Longhorns are having really no problem moving the ball so far. 3rd and 1 coming up for them. Rust in the gun with backs to his right and left, receiver wide left. That is a low snap. Rust will keep it, trying to make something happen, and he will be just short, I believe, of the first down. I do not believe that was a design quarterback keeper. That was a broken play, and Rust had to just tuck it and go, and now they have a 4th and 1 coming up here.
Credit Samuel Leifson, number 3, and Carter Hoffman, number 8, on that tackle. And we're bringing in Talon Pace, number 60, to try to
bolster that
D-line, front line. It's a 4th and 1 attempt.
Something Altamont does have going for them, Rob. They have a very big front line.
They do.
And we have a lot more traditional-looking lineup here as Rust is in the gun, 4th and 1. He gives to Ivy up the middle, and it is going to be very, very close here. We'll see where they spot it. I think he might. Is he going to have that?
It looked like
That's
he had it
generous
from my
spot.
angle, but where the referee came in, I'm not sure they've got it.
So they may want to measure. Nope.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
So that is a fourth down stand for the Rebels, as Ivy came very close to converting there, but the Rebel defense able to make a stand there, and will get the ball back 1st and 10 going the other way.
8 up, 4 minutes off the clock, Bradley, which I think Altamont would be happy to do. The more they can keep the ball out of the possession hands of the Rebels.
That has to be part of their strategy, try to wind this clock down and keep the Rebel possessions to a minimum. As the Rebels all season long have been doing well at scoring quickly, as Hoffman is in the gun with Perry to his right, who he sends in motion, and there's going to be a swing pass to Perry, who gets it, but there are a herd of Longhorns there, and Perry will get back to the original line of scrimmage. Nothing much there.
Yeah, and it's hard to see that far away, but it looked like number 44, Rust, was in on the tackle, and you'll see that on the Altamont side of the ball. Bradley, is all those names that we've been saying on the offensive side are pretty much on the defensive side as well.
Correct. So the Rebels looking to gain some more yards here, as it is a 2nd and 10, and the Rebels coming with a 3-man front. Hoffman under center with Perry in the backfield. He sends Drake Weston in motion, and it will be a give to Weston up the middle. Gain of about 4 on the play. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 coming up here after that Weston run.
Parker Phillips, number 55, for the Longhorns on the tackle.
So the Rebels looking to convert here. Their first drive, now a 3rd and 6 coming up. We'll see if they go to the air here, Rob, as Hoffman is under the gun with Perry in the backfield, Weston in the slot, Hoffman and Fonsbeck, the receivers currently. It'll be an option play. Hoffman keeps it. He gets it to the outside. He has some room to run. He has enough for the first down and then some. The Longhorns trying to take him down, and they finally do after a long carry. Originally, that play was snuffed out right in the middle, but Carter's able to get to the outside with a big gain. 1st and 10 for the Rebels, now in Altamont territory.
Yeah, Carter held on to that ball. It looked like he'd given it up. He took it back, and that made that play happen with his speed around the outside edge.
And that is when the option works well, is when the quarterback is patient enough to make that read, and Carter did just that, as he is now under center with a 3-man front, Perry in the backfield. Another option to the right. This time he gives it to Perry, who gains about 6 on that give up the middle.
And tackled by Rust and number 15, Logan Nelson, who's a junior.
So 2nd and 6 coming up for the Rebels here, as they have kept it on the ground so far today.
You had the first swing pass to Hudson.
That's true, yep.
One completion.
Right out of the gate, there was a swing pass. So 3-man front, Hoffman under center, Perry in the backfield, Hoffman, Smith, and Weston, the receivers on the play. This will be a counter to Drake Weston. He's got some room to run. He gets to the outside, to the 20, to the 15, and he gets to the 10, but he did step out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. That will give the Rebels another first down to move the sticks.
And you can credit number 24, Riker Hoffman, with the block. And we've talked about the receivers all season long, Bradley, that they make a good job of those downfield blocks, giving Drake extra yardage on that one.
And Riker's been like that since the junior high days. He's always been a very physical blocker, even out at that receiver position. Hoffman is now in the gun with Leifson to his left. Weston in the slot with Smith and Riker Hoffman at the receiver positions. 3-man front. Ball is snapped to Hoffman. He gets it out to, there's a hook and ladder. He needs to. So that was a hook and ladder play, originally thrown to Smith on the outside, pitched to Leifson, not able to handle that. And so that is, but did that be a fumble?
I'm thinking that's going to be into
He
the end
pitched it
zone.
backwards.
It's going to be,
So
I think it might be a.
So for those listening in, it was a pass out to Smith, who then pitched
it's
it
gonna
on
go
an
to the 20-yard
attempted
line.
hook and ladder to Leifson, and it was fumbled and then bounced out of bounds. So that'll be a touchback. Longhorns get the ball back on the 20-yard line going the other direction.
Great play, just didn't convert.
Well, and I think everyone out there thought it was just an incompletion off the fumble, but it was in fact a fumble that just went out of bounds. And in favor of the Longhorns, who will take over 1st and 10 here going the other way. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and it is scoreless as Altamont having things going their way so far with a long drive that didn't amount to any points, but then able to force a Rebel turnover. Now take over 1st and 10 with Rust in the gun with a spread backfield, both in the slot and a receiver to his left. He sends Ivy in motion. Looks like a swing pass potentially, but then he does get to the outside, and that is almost picked off by Riker Hoffman. So they sent Ivy in motion as a bit of a decoy, which is a good idea because, Ivy's your guy, but then throwing it the other direction, but it was just too high for him.
And you can credit Sam Leifson a little bit to get some redemption, putting some pressure on Rust on that one.
Yep, there was a lot of pressure there as Rust, same formation. Rust has his running backs in the slots on either side of him with a receiver to the left. He sends Jessen in motion this time. Back to pass again. He's got a wide open man, a big guy right in the middle of the field. That's number 99. If you can help me with the name there,
You
Porter
bet.
Farr.
Porter Farr on the catch, but Drake Weston, number 23, puts him right there on the spot. Don't pick up of 2 yards.
8-man is fun in that way, Rob. You had a lineman, 6'4", 230 pounds, being the receiver on that play. As, again, the Longhorns are in the gun with a spread formation. It would be a pass on every play here, and they will go back to pass once again. He is scrambling. Russ has a ton of pressure. He does get rid of it, but that will be that he did not get it back to the original line of scrimmage. So that will bring up, there is a penalty on the play
I
there.
think it's intentional grounding or holding.
Yeah, I'm going to guess intentional grounding. He pretty much threw that thing away, and it was not within reach of anyone, and it did not get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like the officials are going to have a little conference to make sure they're all on the same page.
There was a guy in the vicinity, but I don't think he was an eligible receiver. I think it was one of the Altamont linemen.
The Rebels are backing up on this one.
Wow, so I'm wrong. I thought that was going to be, let's see what they're going to call here. Roughing the passer, is that what they're going to call there?
They're bringing the ball back, so I'm not sure what's going on there, Bradley.
Long meeting between the officials here. For all those that are just listening, Russ dropped back to pass, got tattooed by a couple of Rebel defenders as he threw it, and it was just thrown away essentially.
Now we threw another flag on the play.
So 2 fouls.
Intentional grounding.
Wow. So intentional grounding
offset?
and roughing the passer.
Oh, jeez. So we had intentional grounding on the quarterback, but they said that the Rebels roughed him after the pass.
Out of fear of sounding biased, Rob, I just do not see a roughing the passing call there. I mean, we hit him. We just watched it on the replay. Right after he released it, he gets hit, but not a traditional roughing the passer play there.
Coach Lex Cornea of the defensive coach is not happy with that call.
So now we will have – so we're replaying the down essentially. So 3rd and 8 coming up for the Longhorns. Rust in the gun after a bit of a break there. Spread formation with a wide receiver to his left. Ball is snapped. That is given to Jessen, who does break the initial tackle, but then is gobbled up by a herd of Rebels led by Drake Weston. Not much of gain there.
Riker Hoffman with the initial hit. And so you've got 4th down, Bradley, and we talked about this in the pregame show. The special teams on Altamont is not one of their high skills.
Yep.
Let's put it that way. The punter is Rust.
So you do have your quarterback back to punt, which sometimes can be valuable, but I imagine they are going to punt here. 4th and long. Drake Weston back to receive for the Rebels. Snap is good. Rust able to get that off. Not a very long punt, and Weston will let that be down by Ivy right at the 50-yard line. So the Rebels will take over. We'll go to break. We have not had a break yet. We will go to break. This is a My Local Radio production brought to you by T7 Propane and the station on Main. And this is on mylocalradio.com and listening in on 98.3 KDQ FM.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group.
I apologize. That was a very quick turnaround, so we will not go to break here. We'll be back here to the Rebels as Hoffman is in the gun with Perry to his left, Weston in the slot with Smith and Riker Hoffman as receivers. Hoffman keeps it around the left side, and he is able to gain about 6 to 7 yards on the play there.
And tackles made by Logan Nelson, again, number 15 for the Longhorns.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Rebels as Dylan Fonsbeck comes in for Daniel Smith. So that was out of the gun, an option to the left. Hoffman does a good job cutting it to the inside with a good gain there to bring up this 2nd and 4 for the Rebels. Hoffman in the gun with trips to his left that are in a bunch formation, and then Riker Hoffman, the isolated receiver to the right. Look for the Rebels to go to him here as he is on his own. Quarterback keeper here, and he has got lots of room to run. Hoffman breaks away. He is to the 10, to the 5, to the touchdown. Great play call there as it was trips to the left. Riker Hoffman wide to the right, so that spread out that defense. A wide open lane, great blocking by the offensive line as Carter Hoffman essentially goes untouched for a, 45-yard touchdown
45-yard run, yep.
So the Rebels able to strike first, up now 6-0 with 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Looks like we've got our funky lineup for the extra point, but we'll see what they're coming into the traditional Dylan Fonsbeck, who is the birthday boy tomorrow, Bradley.
Is that right?
Yep.
So Dylan Fonsbeck, as Rob said, birthday boy tomorrow, attempting the first extra point of today's ball game. Snap and hold are good, and the kick is good. Dylan Fonsbeck with the point after, which brings the score on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich High Rebels 7, Altamont Longhorns 0. We'll be back after this. You are watching online at mylocalradio.com and listening in on 98.3 KDQ FM.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
We are back following that Rebel touchdown. Dylan Fonsbeck kicks to the Longhorns, and this will be received by them by Rust, and he will return it just past the 25-yard line. Altamont taking over in their own territory from the 26.
Tackle made by number 1 Carter Grohl and number 3 Samuel Leifson.
So the Rebels will send the defense out. Altamont has had times where they're able to move the ball. Last drive was not one of them as they went to the air instead of the ground. The ground has kind of been their bread and butter so far. But Altamont, Rust in the gun with a spread formation ahead of him. He takes the snap. He's back to pass once again, rolling to his right. He is pressured there big time. There will not be a roughing the passer this time, but he is tattooed as he lets go of the ball there.
And I think that's Jordan Johnson that was putting the pressure on number 58.
So the Rebels.
That was an interesting toss there, Bradley.
That was. Once again, I know that our listeners are just listening in, but yes, it was a bit of a shot put throw as he was getting hit there. And which it was a smart move not to take the sack as Altamont now has 2nd and 10 ahead of them. Rust in the gun with backs to his left and right, a wide receiver wide to the right. That will be given to Jessen to the outside, trying to make something happen, and the Rebels are there to gobble him up for a loss on the play.
Drake West, number 23, but I believe 59, Easton Nieborn, was the one that got it stopped up to begin with.
So the Rebels now have Altamont on the ropes here, 3rd and 11 coming up.
Loss of 1 on the play.
It's interesting, Rob. They have not gone back to Ivy the last drive, and they still have not gone back to him here, as they are in the gun once again. Man in motion. Back to pass, and this will be picked off. An acrobatic interception by Riker Hoffman there as he went airborne for that. And the Rebels will take over. Great play by Riker Hoffman from that safety position as he took down Leifson and the Altamont receiver with him in the meantime. But great pick by Riker Hoffman. Good for him.
And something we would have anticipated seeing all season long, but just it's amazing to see him back on the field, Bradley. Just knowing how long he was out and the effort that takes to get through therapy and get back into playing condition.
Well, I was talking to Coach Holmes, my dad, on the drive down yesterday. He just said, this is a great senior class, but for the most part, they're quiet. They're not super vocal, but Riker is, and so it's great to have him back as that vocal leader on the field. Hoffman, the lone back in the gun. He is going deep for Hoffman, who has to come back for it, and he does get it. He has to come back for that reception, and that is a completion, probably a 40-yard pass there, 35, 40-yard pass for Hoffman.
And then I'll give you 23, Bradley. From the 35 to the 12.
Started. 40 sounds better. 23-yard pass there by Carter Hoffman to Riker Hoffman, as now Hoffman is in the gun with Perry and Weston in the backfield. 5-man front. That'll be a give to Weston up the middle, who makes a cut in the inside. Good strong run, and that'll bring it down to about the 3-yard line for the Rebels. So the Rebels quick to be back on the ball. Hoffman under center once again, and he will give it to Weston again, who this time will get into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Rebels able to get on the board once again. Station on main scoreboard now will show 13-0 in favor of the Rebels with just over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Now, Rebels put up 30 points in the first quarter when they met earlier in the season, Bradley, so definitely not the repeat of that, but that's a quick score thanks to the interception by Riker Hoffman.
Yep, that set it up, and then he makes another great play right after coming back for the ball there for that 23-yard pass that sets up the 2 rushes by Weston to get into the end zone as Dylan Fonsbeck back on the field for the extra point attempt. The snap and hold are good, and the ball goes through the uprights. That is good. Dylan Fonsbeck 2 for 2 today to make the score 14-0 for the Rebels. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel football. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ-FM.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
We are back here at Zions Bank Stadium with the Rich High Rebels leading the Altamont Longhorns 14-0 here, getting towards the end of the first quarter as we've got 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here as Dylan Fonsbeck with the rest of the kick team for the Rebels out to kick to the Longhorns, and they do, and this will get deep to Rust, who will return it. He's been the returner each time today. He is met hard by, who was that, Rob?
I think that would be Wilkes Weston, number 4.
Wilkes Weston along with number 67.
Ryland Goff.
Ryland Goff. Everyone's celebrating Ryland on that one. I think he made the initial hit there. That was a pop to keep the Longhorns at the 25-yard line. So I think so far special teams have played a role, Rob, as the Rebels, for the most part, have been able to keep the Longhorns in their own territory.
Yeah, it was Ryland on the tackle.
So Rust is in the gun. He gives to Jessen to the outside. Good block there by Dylan Ivey. Not much of a gain there. Gain of 2 on the play with the run for Justin around the outside. Rob, once again, I am shocked that they have not gone to Dylan Ivey since that first drive.
He was out last week, I guess, from the other playoff game, but I'm not sure what the.
It wasn't for injury reasons. I would think he's 100%, but Rust is now in the backfield once again in the gun with the snap that goes between his legs. He's going to try to pick that one up, and he is met initially by some Rebels, but he's able to make something out of it. He breaks tackle after tackle. He has enough for the first, and he gets it all the way down to almost midfield. Once again, the snap went between his legs almost to the 10. He picks it up and takes it back to almost the 50-yard line. Rob, he almost broke that one for a touchdown.
Yeah, Carter Hoffman, number 8, came back and made the tackle. And when I was talking to Coach Lex Cornea before the game, he said he wanted to see the ball on the turf several times in the backfield. He got exactly what he wanted, but the problem was all the Rebel defense was with him.
Yeah, they over-pursued on that one. And so Altamont with a fresh set of downs here as Ivy is sent in motion. Rust will get it over to Jessen on the outside, but that is tipped by a Rich High defender for an incompletion. So
yeah, 24-yard pickup by Rust on that broken play.
So biggest gain for the Longhorns today as we are at 1:08 to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns as they look to Coach Woodhouse for the next play. Rust is in the backfield with Ivy to his right, Jessen to the left. They've got a 4-man front with a wide receiver wide left. Once again, Rust in the gun. He sends man in motion. He is looking back to pass. That is a quick screen play to big number 99, Porter Farr, but that is incomplete, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns.
To hit Carter Hoffman right in the arm. He's not happy with himself for not taking that one as an interception.
And he will come off the field and chat with it real quick with the coaching staff. Rob, I'll say it again. I cannot believe that Ivy has not been more involved the last 3 drives for the Longhorns. By far their most explosive player, but he has been absent the last 3 drives as Rust will get the ball, and this time it is a swing pass to the left to Ivy, but just too far out in front of him. 4th and 10 for the Longhorns. Do you go for it here if you're the Longhorns? I mean, you're obviously in a battle here. Do you punt it deep, or do you try to get something to happen here? I guess if it was 4th and short, it's an easier decision.
4th and 10, I think it's a pretty easy decision to say they're going to punt this one. And
like
Russ got off a good punt last time.
So Russ will punt it deep to Weston here, attempt anyway, as it is snapped back to him. He gets it off, and it is a high punt that will land into Rebel territory, and Altamont will down at the 30-yard line, going the other direction. So the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 with just under a minute to go here. Rob, what are your thoughts so far here early on in this game?
Well, I'm surprised. It seems like some of the best plays that Altamont has had have been the broken ones, but giving up a lot more yardage than we anticipated. But the Rebels have come through with 2 scores and should have had 3 if it wasn't for the missed hook and ladder. Yeah,
and so the Rebels, they have been able to be efficient on offense. Kind of the same story as last week. They have not had the ball for very long. Able to score pretty quickly on all 3 on the 2 possessions, almost on that 3rd, as Hoffman is under center with a 6-man front, and it is Perry in the backfield, and it is an option to the left. Hoffman will keep it. Enough for the first down. He keeps going, getting it to the outside. He was looking to pitch to Weston downfield, but Weston got in front of him, so he was not able to do so. But plenty of yardage for the first down to move the ball.
And we've seen a good balance, Bradley, between the run and the pass, but Carter had easy options on that one. He could have pitched it at any point, but you're right. Drake got a little bit ahead of him.
And that was a new play there.
Timeout by Altamont.
Yep, timeout Altamont. We'll stay right here as we've had 2 breaks so far. But, yeah, that was a new play there, Rob, that we haven't seen yet, an 8-man from Coach Larson. So that was a 6-man front essentially, and he had Perry as his dive back is what you'd call it. It wasn't there, so he pulled it, but then Drake Weston was the receiver on that play, and he became the pitch man. So a bit of creativity there by Coach Larson, something that we haven't seen very much this year, that play specifically. as both the Rebels and Altamont are going to chat about it here. Yeah, if you're Altamont, being able to keep it 14-0 at the end of the first quarter would be a big task. They're on their way to do that as there's just 35 seconds to go. Not saying the Rebels couldn't break one loose here on this next upcoming play, but Altamont, I'm sure, is in a better spot than they had planned for this early on in the ball game.
Absolutely, and credit Altamont's defense for keeping the Rebels in check on the majority of the drives.
So the Rebels will come back out along with Altamont. It looks like the Rebels will have once again, another six-man front with Hoffman under center, Weston in the slot with Perry, the lone back, in the backfield. The ball is snapped. This time it is a play action, fake to Perry. Hoffman looking to pass. He's got a couple of options. He's going to have to scramble, but then he throws late out of bounds, and that will be an incompletion. We haven't seen an incompletion. Well, I guess there was the opening swing pass, but all last game we never saw an incompletion. So,
yeah, and he had the completion to Riker earlier for a big gain. So,
yep, Hoffman's efficiency's been good. I mean, I'm okay with that play. He had some pressure. He just threw it out of bounds essentially there as it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Rebels. Stops the clock at 28 seconds. Hoffman under center, six-man front. Perry the lone back with Smith, the wide receiver there. Another fake to Perry and a completion to Smith, a slant route there that'll be good enough for a first down. So an 11-yard pass on the play there. Completion between Hoffman and Smith.
Once again, Bradley, we're seeing formations that we haven't seen all season long, and I would say credit to Coach Larson for coming up with some different options. Looks like they're going to let this one go to the quarter break.
Yeah, and the station on main scoreboard shows the Rich High Rebels up 14-2-0 to the Altamont Longhorns. This is a T7 propane production of Rich High Rebel football. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQFM.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200.
We are back as the Rebels now go in the other direction as Hoffman takes the snap and has a swing pass out to the left side to Hudson Perry, who has enough for the first down and then some. Good strong run. He does step out of bounds. Such an explosive runner as he caught that and took a few Longhorns to get him out of bounds. Great catch and run there for Hudson Perry.
Down to the 25.
So a new 1st and 10 coming up for the Rebels. And they are now on the Altamont 25-yard line.
Hudson does a good job of tiptoeing that sideline on many occasions, but I guess he must have caught the edge just barely.
Yeah, Rob, when he exploded forward again, I thought we've seen this plenty of times where he tiptoes that sideline all the way down. So the Rebels now do have a 1st and 10 to work with. Hoffman under the gun with Weston, the lone back. Perry as the slot back with Fonsbeck and Smith as the receivers. This will be a give to Perry up the middle. Weston, the lead blocker. That will be a 2nd and 3 coming up now. That's a good combination there. Drake Weston does a great job blocking upfield with Perry's powerful running. That's a good combination.
I think our little chain crew has a little bit of number challenge over there. Fourth down. I'm like, that's a 1st and 10. That's one play.
So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Rebels after that Perry run. Fonsbeck and Riker Hoffman, the receivers to the right, as Hoffman is in the gun with Perry to his left. He will drop back to pass. He's got a few men out there. He's got Riker Hoffman wide open in the end zone, and that will be a pass and catch for another touchdown. This time, Carter Hoffman to Riker Hoffman for a touchdown. Great route there by Riker. Great pass by Carter to hit him in stride. Rebels now up 20-0 here very early on in the second quarter.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people saying those are probably brothers, but those are cousins, Riker and Carter.
And not even first cousins. That's a big name in Rich County, Hoffman. So Fonsbeck is out to attempt his third extra point of the day. Snap and hold are both good. Fonsbeck gets up. That is blocked this time. Blocked by the Longhorns. So the score will remain, the Station on Main scoreboard will remain Rich High 20, Altamont 0. We'll go to break. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel Football. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ-FM.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
We are back as the Rich High kicking team for the fourth time will take the field to kick to the Longhorns. Dylan Fonsbeck out to kick to Dylan Ivy and Thatcher Rust. Fonsbeck, good kick, almost over the head of Thatcher Rust as they are looking for, they were looking for the reverse, but that is handed forward.
And the ball's on the turf. We're just going to see who's going to come up with this one.
So Rust you could tell they were trying to set up the reverse, but Ivy went in front of Thatcher Rust. Rust still tried to have that handoff happen, and it was then fumbled, and we are going to see what the call is here.
I think we may have a player injured at the bottom of that pile too, Bradley, because they're not
some
moving.
Collisions happening there. And even Ivy is now on his knees in the back, looking like he had a hand injury. They are going to... The Rebels are celebrating, but the refs have not called which direction it is yet. There's a flag on the play because he handed it forward as well, which you can't do.
You had Wilkes Weston, number 4, Carter Garol, number 1, and Samuel Leifson, number 3, at the bottom of that pile, but I'm not sure.
I imagine what's going to happen here is Coach Larson's going to decline the penalty and take the ball. We'll see what the refs call here.
We still have more conversation going on, and it's not about where to have lunch.
If the Rebels do get the ball here, they do so with great field position, as it'll be on the Altamont 25 is where it looks like the ball is being – well, that's where everyone got up from. So we'll wait for the call here, as this would be huge.
I was just going to say on that kickoff, Bradley, from Fonsbeck, that we haven't – no flag on the play. And they want to indicate which way we're going.
So they do give the ball to the Rebels. I don't think you can hand it forward on a kick return, so I thought that's what the flag was, but they're just going to give the ball to the Rebels following that fumble as the Rebels take over on the 27-yard line. Things not going well for Altamont. That's definitely what you do not want to have happen, is give this high-velocity offense the ball back in your own territory, but that is what's happening.
Well, we talked about in the pregame show, Bradley's special teams, and I had noticed that Fonsbeck did kick to Rust every time, but then they wanted to get in the hands of Ivy, so they tried the reverse. Doesn't go well.
So the Rebels will take over 1st and 10, not far from the Altamont end zone. Perry the lone back with Weston in the slot, Smith and Hoffman as the receivers.
Delay a game.
The play clock is at 0. I don't know if they reset that, though.
Yeah, he's waving it off.
Okay. Okay, so they're going to reset the play clock there. Fresh 25 seconds, but Hoffman is already under center, Again, with Perry, the lone back, with Weston in the slot, and Hoffman and Smith, the wide receivers for Hoffman, 3-man front. Hoffman sends Perry in motion. He tosses it out to him on the outside. Cade Nelson, lead blocker, to the outside. Perry able to get about we'll see if we get a first down there. I believe so, yep.
And Dylan Ivy on the tackle, number 1 for Altamont.
So 1st and 10 coming up for the Rebels as they are getting closer and closer to the end zone. They now have the ball on the 16-yard line, marching down. Rebels come to the line again with a 3-man front. Same formation. Weston to the slot on the left now. Actually, it's Tripp's left as Perry moves up to the line. Tripp's left, lone receiver, Fonsbeck to the right. Hoffman back to pass. He's rolling to his left. He's got a man. He has Weston on that out route who catches it, about a gain of 4 on the play here.
And tackle by number 8, Braden Jessen.
And Jessen, he was involved early on in that Altamont offense. We haven't called his name for a bit. But the Rebels now have a 2nd and 6 coming up.
Correction, the 13-yard line. 2nd down, Rich.
So Rich, 2nd and 6 coming up. Hoffman in the gun with Trips to his right. Lone receiver to his left. He is rolling right, looking to pass once again. He is being pressured. He tries to get rid of it. He holds on to it and is forced out of bounds by number 99.
Porter Farr.
Porter Farr forces Hoffman out of bounds there.
It looked like he had Hudson Perry in the end zone available, but not necessarily in a position. A very good rolling out to throw back across.
So he was able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, so it is 3rd and 6 coming up, 3rd and 7 coming up for the Rebels. And they are on the Altamont 18-yard line, looking to score once again as Hoffman comes in shotgun with Trips to his left, Fonsbeck, the lone receiver, to his right. He looks to Fonsbeck, but then goes to his left. Hoffman scrambling to his left, looking for a man. He's got plenty of time to do so. Great acrobatic skills to get loose there and into the end zone. Hoffman, he definitely wanted to throw the ball there, but he's able to get a good scramble and into the end zone for an 18-yard scramble there.
I'm a little worried about him carrying that football like a loaf of bread there, Bradley.
That's right. So the Rebels now go up 26-0 with 9.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Number 15, Logan Nelson's got him to scramble out of the pocket, and I thought he was going to throw it downfield, but he just held on to it, made a couple moves, and found himself in the end zone.
So last time the extra point was blocked by the Longhorns. Fonsbeck out to try it again, and there is a flag on the play. Looks like offsides on the defense. So,
do you go for 2 now, Bradley, where it's a little bit shorter?
He may, especially with the blocked extra point last time, but it looks like they are going to try for the extra point once again.
I don't know. I know in the college ranks, the uprights are a little bit different. So I don't know if this one is considered a high school field.
It does look like it. It does look the same as Fonsbeck is out to attempt this extra point once again. Hoffman, the holder. Weston snaps it to Hoffman, who gets it down and blocked once again. A lot of pressure there on those extra points, so we may have to move to going for 2 for the rest of the time here. But Altamont able to get through there and block the extra point, but not before the Rebels able to get back into the end zone. Now up 26-0, 9.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. This is a T7 production of Rich High Rebel Football, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in on 98.3 KDQ FM.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Dylan Fonsbeck back to kick, and this time he does kick it to Dylan Ivy. We will see here as they attempt the reverse, but Ivy will keep it, and he gets it past the 30 to almost the 40. We may have a face mask here as Ivy returns it to the 38-yard line.
Up to the 36-yard line.
So we will see what the flag is here. The ball may be moved forward even more so.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask basically because
just the nature of the play.
Nature of the play, yeah.
So we will wait for that call here. So it is a personal foul face mask. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty. So tack on to that return to the 38. It'll now be moved across midfield 15 yards. So the Longhorns will start with good field position. Rob, as we were at the break, you said I would not kick this to Ivy. And that's exactly what happened there. The Longhorns will take over in Rebel territory just past the 50-yard line as Rust is in the gun with a man to his left and to his right. That is a fake to Ivy, and then a swing pass, which is batted down by Boston Jolly and recovered by him, but that'll be an incomplete pass. Great job there by Boston Jolly, not only to get through that offensive line, but then to bat down the pass. He's a tough one to throw over. I will definitely say that. He is a big kid. So it looks like Altamont's going to take a timeout here. We'll go to break as well. Station on Main scoreboard shows Rich High School 26, Altamont 0. As we'll go to break, this is a T7 production of Rich High Rebel Football, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back here at Zions Bank Stadium as the Rich High Rebels lead the Altamont Longhorns 26-0. As Altamont does have the ball with decent field position. Rust in the backfield with a spread formation ahead of him. He gets the snap. That'll be given to Jessen around the outside. He initially was going to be tackled by Boston Jolly, but he's able to break a few tackles and get a bit of a gain there on the play.
Yeah, again, a broken play that turns to a positive effort. Carter Hoffman, number 8, on the tackle. Pick up 3 on the play.
And I will say it again until things change, but I cannot believe that Dylan Ivey is not more involved in this Altamont offense right now. As on that first drive, he looked great. He was able to move the ball on the Rebels, and they have gone away from that philosophy. Very interesting. So Rust is in the shotgun with a spread formation ahead of him. Wide receiver to his left. He will send Ivey in motion, who looks like he is out for a swing pass, but he will not get there as they try to get it out to Farr once again. Big 99 Porter Farr. That will be incomplete, bringing up a 4th and 7 for Altamont.
At this point on the field and the scoreboard, Bradley, I think I would see Altamont go for it.
Yeah, but, well, it looks like they're sending their punt team out again.
Well, you've got
Rebels deep.
Rusty's your quarterbacks, and he's the punter, so.
Right. They could definitely pass out of this formation as the quarterback is back deep in punting formation with Weston back deep to receive, and Rust will kick it. I think that was tipped.
It was blocked, yep.
But Weston will return it off the bounce, and pretty good coverage there by the Longhorns, by Dylan Ivey. Who was that tipped by? Was that Boston once again?
I'm going to see if I can see it. But somebody got a hand on that one.
So that did bounce to Weston, but good coverage there by Dylan Ivey and the Longhorns. 1st and 10 for the Rebels on their own 25-yard line, heading the other way.
I think it was Jordan Johnson, 58, Bradley. Got his hand on it.
We'll credit with the tip there.
But again, special teams.
Yep, they played a role today. Rebels up 26-0 with 8 minutes to go here before the half, looking to get on the board once again.
Yeah, it was Jordan.
So Hoffman comes to the line, 3-man front with Holmes and Smith as the receivers. As a give to Perry up the middle, and he breaks it loose to the left side. He gets a few broken tackles, gain of about 15 on the play, good enough for the Rebel first down.
And Logan Nelson, number 15, for the Longhorns once again with the tackle.
Yeah, he's had a lot of tackles today. So
pick up a 15 for Hudson.
So 1st and 10 coming up here. Perry and Smith come out, and Hoffman goes to the line with 3-man front. Riker Hoffman, the lone receiver, to the left. Holmes and Fonsbeck to the right. Weston, the lone running back, to Hoffman's left. And that will be a give to Weston. He tries to get to the outside. He breaks the first tackle and it will be taken down the second time after a gain of 5 on the play.
And Dylan Ivey, number 1 on the tackle.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Rebels as Perry and Fonsbeck come in for Holmes and Riker Hoffman. So Hoffman is in the gun with trips, a bunch trips to his left. Fonsbeck, the lone receiver, to his right. Last time this led to a quarterback keeper, that a big gain. This time it'll be to Smith, a receiver stand, good enough for 10 yards on the play, giving the Rebels another first down, moving down into Altamont territory.
And there's a play we saw last week, Bradley, that we hadn't used all season long. Got a little practice against the Utah Military Academy, which I passed this morning. Their high school is just about 5 minutes away from this stadium.
The Marauders.
Yes, very good, Bradley. I have heard some replays of that pronunciation in the past week.
So Hoffman is in the gun with Perry to his right. Weston in the slot with Smith and Fonsbeck as the receivers. Quick pitch out to Perry to the right side. He's able to get a good gain there as he breaks a couple tackles, eventually getting a 6-yard gain on the play. 7-yard gain, bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Rebels.
Don't be surprised at number 1, Dylan Ivey on the tackle, but number 99, Porter Farr, who's listed at 6'4", trying to give Carter a little bit of difficulty there in the backfield that got him to pitch it.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'4", 230 pounds. He is a big kid, and the coaches did not think he was there the first game they played, so I'm not sure what the story is there. As Hoffman is once again in the gun with Perry to his left. That is a give up the middle. Perry breaks three tackles. Now he's to the 30, to the 20. Will he beat Ivy to the end zone? He does. He dives to the end zone. Will they give it to him? Oh, are they going to? No, he was in. He was in. Okay. He hit the pylon, and then the ball came loose. Great run by Hudson Perry, as that was just a give up the middle. He breaks 4 or 5 tackles, gets it to the outside, and is able to beat Ivy to the corner of the end zone for a Rebel touchdown, who now lead 32-0 here in the first half.
And once again, Riker Hoffman with a block that got him to the outside, Bradley.
So we'll see if the Rebels go for 2, and I believe they are, Rob, as Hoffman is out there with Holmes to his left, who he sends in motion. That'll be pitched directly to Holmes, who now is looking to pass. He's scrambling, looking for a man. Back to Weston, and that is good. So the 2-point conversion from Jet Holmes to Drake Weston is good, 34-0, with just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll go to break. This is a T7 production of Rich High Rebel Football. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
All right, Bradley, what are you going to do this time? You're going to kick it to Ivy? They put him in. He's not out on the field.
Nope, he's not out there. So Fonsbeck will kick deep this time. Will we get a touchback? It's rolling into the end zone. So Dylan Fonsbeck with the touchback, which will give the Longhorns the ball at their own 20. 1st and 10 from their own 20, looking to make something happen here, as they have not been able to get much offensive production against this stifling Rebel defense so far today.
Well, their first drive was their most successful, but a 4th and 1, they went for it, and the defense of the Rebels bent but did not break.
And, Rob, I do not see Dylan Ivey out there. So interesting things going on for Altamont as Russ takes the snap, fake to Jessen, but then he tries to get him on a swing pass, and that'll be an incompletion. So that'll stop the clock. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Rebels.
Covering on the play, number 59, Easton Eborn.
And then Easton Eborn's coming out of the ball game. Bradley hobbling a little bit on that right ankle.
Definitely want to keep him healthy, as things are looking likely that the Rebels will extend their postseason into next week. as Rust is in the gun with backs to his right and left. He will take the snap. Misdirection play, initially snuffed out by the Rebels, but Jessen able to break a few tackles to get at about a 4-yard gain, which will bring up a 3rd and 8 coming up for the Longhorns.
Credit number 73, J.J. Chandler, making some havoc in the backfield. Jessen able to break his tackle, but the Rebels rally to the ball and hold him to a 2-yard gain.
You really want to convert here. The last thing you want to do if you're Altamont is give the ball back to the Rebels again before the end of the half to try to get another score on the board. And Rust will get the snap and he'll hand it off around the outside. They do have some room to work with, but Wilkes Weston is there to force a man out. That was number 15, Logan Nelson, whose name we've called multiple times today, especially on defense. That'll bring up a 4th and about 4 for Altamont.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're going to have to put this one in the hands of Rust for the punt.
So we will see what Altamont looks to do here as they're looking to the sideline for some answers.
4th and 4 on your own 26.
Yep, so they are going to punt back, and it looks like it is Daniel Smith back to receive for the Rebels this time. Coach Larson spreading the love here, letting Daniel be the return man here. Hopefully he'll be able to get one. Tipped again, this time by Dylan Fonsbeck, I believe, and that will be downed by the Altamont Longhorns just inside their own territory past the 50-yard line. So, yeah, I believe that was Dylan Fonsbeck with a tip there on the punt.
Yeah, Rebels will start on the Altamont 47-yard line.
So looking to, I mean, this would be, there's been a few nails in the coffin, in my opinion, so far today, but scoring and going up 40 going into the end of halftime would be a big statement for the Rebels. As Hoffman is out there. The lone.
Yeah, we got timeout by.
Looks like Altamont's taking
Altamont taking their last timeout of the half. But Ivy's back on the field, Bradley.
Yep. So there's just under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Rebels looking to close out the half with another score if possible as they take over just past midfield. 34-0 the current score here. As Altamont just has not been able to get anything going on offense, and the Rebels, everything going right for them on offense.
We talked in the pregame show, Bradley, we didn't hesitate about the effectiveness of the Rebel offense, but again, it's the defense that is stepping up. They only give up 1 score a game in the 6 8-man games they've played, and even if you include the 11-man games, they only average 13 points of offense from the other side.
Yeah, Coach Corney's done a great job offensively so far this year, and I cannot remember the statistic, but plays that the opponents have had over 25 yards, it's been pretty minimal this year. So Rebels have been able to bend and not break, as the phrase goes, as Hoffman is in the gun with 4 receivers to his left and right. He gets one off. I believe he was trying for Perry just over his head. Bit of a miscommunication there, as that will bring up a second and 10 for the Rebels.
He had Daniel Smith and Hudson Perry both in that area, and he kind of threw it right between the two of them.
So that will, as I say, bring up a second and 10 for the Rebels. Hoffman comes up in the gun. He does have, again, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right with a 3-man front. As the ball is snapped, he drops back. Plenty of time to throw. He's got Daniel Smith open. Good pass and catch there. That is a completion. Enough for a first down. That was about a 15-yard, 18-yard pass play there, as there is a hurt Altamont player slow to get up there.
Number 9, Easton Thiener, and he's the one that made the tackle on Daniel after the catch.
So he will come off as they get him subbed in. And that'll be number 5, Dallin Ledbetter, who will be coming in, who was a name we called a lot when they came up to Rich High School, but we have not seen him yet today.
He's a freshman, and he was the quarterback to start the season. That was a 19-yard completion, Bradley.
So 19-yard completion leads to a new 1st and 10 for the Rebels, as again Hoffman has 2 receivers to his right and to his left, 3-man front, as we're either going to have a quarterback keeper or a pass here. Hoffman drops back to pass. He's got an out route by Dylan Fonsbeck, just a little bit too low for Fonsbeck to handle. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Rebels.
That was quite a long throw across the field to try to get that one to tomorrow's birthday boy.
Yeah, a deep out route is one of the tougher throws to throw, especially at that high school level. He almost got it there as Fonsbeck will be subbed out here. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here for the Rebels as they are looking to score once again. They are in Altamont territory. Hoffman has receivers to his right and to his left. This time it is a swing pass out to Weston, who will make the first man miss. Gets across the sticks, trying to get to the end zone. He hops a defender, gets into the end zone for another Rich High touchdown. He had a man trailing him the whole way, and he was able to hurdle a potential Altamont defender, and that will lead to another Rich High touchdown, bringing the score 40-0 before the half. And the Rebels looking to, it looks like, we will see if they attempt another 2-point conversion here, if they will kick it. And it looks like they are going for an extra point here as Dylan Fonsbeck takes his place as the place kicker.
We'll see what the blocking scheme is for the Rebels because Altamont has gotten to 2 of these.
Yeah, 2 blocked extra points this game. As the snap and hold are good. Blocked again, Rob. Blocked again.
Number 52. That
With the block PAT, that's the trifecta.
I don't have him on my roster, Bradley.
I don't think I've ever seen 3 extra points blocked in one game. Maybe I'm wrong, but with my continually deteriorating memory, I don't remember ever seeing 3 blocked extra points in one game. Nonetheless, that brings the score 40-0 in favor of the Rebels with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the score was 43-6 when they matched up earlier in the season, if my memory is correct.
Yes, you are correct. I think that's what we said at the beginning, and especially with a slow start, the Rebel offense has really, really come alive here. It is a locomotive at the moment as the kick team will take the field again, kicking to the Longhorns, and they have Jessen and Dylan Ivey back to receive.
Dylan Fonsbeck has got his leg worked out today for sure.
He looks to get another touchback here as it will. Jessen was going to try to have that one bounce in the end zone, but it bounces right into his hand, so he will return this as the Rebel coverage team gets him just before the 20-yard line. Tony Maldonado.
Yep, number 22, Tony Maldonado, your student body president, wrapping him around his legs.
So Altamont offense will take over at the 18-yard line. Rob, as I'm looking, the body language from the Longhorns, they are just not in a good place right now, as this has been a tough first half for them. They are trying to get some points on the board as they have 4 minutes to do so.
And you're seeing Ledbetter coming in as quarterback.
So they are changing some things up as Jessen comes off the field, hobbling a little bit after that return. But yes, Ledbetter back in at quarterback. They're going to try to change some things up. He's got Ivy to his right and Nelson to his left. A 4-man front. He snaps. He's going to give it to Nelson, who bobbles the handoff, tries to get to the outside, but he's met by a group of Rebel defenders for a loss of 1 on the play.
Number 25, Riker Kirk, made the official contact that held him up, and then Wilkes Weston able to come and finish the play off.
So some notable substitutions for the Rebels. We have Dylan Wasden in at corner, Wilkes Weston in at linebacker. As you said, Riker Kirk is now in there at linebacker. And is that Rylan Goff that's in there, nose guard?
Yep.
So,
and Easton Eborn on the other side.
So a little preview for what is to come for the Rich High Rebels currently out on the field on defense, as I would assume the rest of the game, Coach Larson's going to rest a lot of the starters as Aiden Weston now makes a return after a long bout of an injury back into the game.
Oh, boy.
Wow, Nelson met immediately by Easton Eborn, not even touched. A great jump off the ball. Easton Eborn's able to meet Nelson in the backfield. A loss of about 8 on the play there.
Yeah, Easton was there as soon as the running back had the handoff.
So now Altamont has third and 18 coming up. Trying to convert here. Just under 3 minutes to go here for the Altamont Longhorns to try and get on the board as Ledbetter takes the snap, back to pass, a quick pass, which is complete to Jensen, back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. So that'll bring up a 4th and 6 for Altamont. So a 12-yard gain on the play there.
And a tackle made by number 25, Riker Kirk, and 11, Dylan Wasden. Ledbetter actually has a better completion percentage than Rust coming into this ball game.
And like you said, Rob, he is a freshman, so he's got a lot of time left in him as the Altamont quarterback, as they're going to go for it here, Rob, with just 2 minutes to go here. Ledbetter sends Jensen in motion. He'll take the snap, looking to pass once again. He has plenty of time to throw, and he's got a man downfield completion. That is Logan Nelson, the reception there, for a first down. Great throw there by Ledbetter.
Looked like the Rebels had a chance to get him in the backfield for a sack, but he's able to complete the pass. Dylan Wasden, number 11, on the coverage.
So, Rob, my 2 questions for this first half for Altamont. I'm wondering, why is Ledbetter not out there more throwing it, and why is Ivy not running the ball more? That's my 2 questions so far in this game, as they do have some weapons out there, as Ledbetter is in the gun once again with a spread formation ahead of him. He sends Ivy in motion, and Ledbetter back to pass. He's got a man. He's got Jensen once again for a first down and then some. 15-yard gain on the play as Ledbetter's kept this drive alive.
He has. Tackle made by Samuel Leifson coming from the opposite side of the field. That was not his receiver that he was covering. And we got a line change from the hockey league as Wilkes Weston and Riker Kirk come back into the linebacker slots.
So 1st and 10, a minute to go here in the half as Ledbetter takes the snap. Misdirection given to Jensen to the right side, or to Nelson on the right side. Gain of 3 for the Longhorns, as the time is now their enemy.
Yeah, they've already used all 3 of their timeouts, so I would say you've got to do something to stop that clock.
So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Longhorns, as they are taking a lot of time to get this play off, as they are now at 30 seconds with still half the field to go to the end zone. As Ledbetter is in the gun, he sends Ivy in motion. Ball is snapped. He's looking for a man, and he was trying for Jensen there, but that is incomplete, which isn't a terrible thing.
No,
right
that's
now
actually a good thing. Stops the clock with 20 seconds to go in the half.
Because that would not have been enough for a first down. So 21 seconds to go here. The Rich Rebels up 40 in the first half. Altamont trying to get on the board here to end the half. So Ledbetter is in the gun once again. He has a man to his right. He sends Ivy in motion to his right. He is back to pass. A lot of pressure there from Ryland Goff and Easton Eborn. They're going to get a sack. I imagine that's – they're going to call that an incompletion.
No, he just said he fumbled when he hit the ground. Yeah, he was already down.
So I believe that'll probably end the half, Rob, as the clock is ticking down. 5 seconds to go. Altamont's not going to get on the ball in time, so that'll be the end of the first half, with your Rich High Rebels dominating the Altamont Longhorns 40-0 to end the first half. This has been a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel football. Once again, the station on main scoreboard shows the Rich High Rebels up 40-0, and we will go to a break. When we get back, standout student of the week is your quarterback QB1, Carter Hoffman. I was able to talk with him earlier this week, so that'll be an interview coming up right after this.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
So we have an impromptu interview. I grabbed our good friend Johnny Johnson from Water Canyon. As many of you listeners know, Johnny was a Rich Rebel for his entire junior high career and had a great time there in Lake Town with us, and moved down to Water Canyon and is an integral part of that team. And Johnny, welcome. It's good to see you, bud.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be here.
So, Johnny, you guys have Monticello later today at 4 o'clock. How are you guys feeling about that matchup?
We're feeling good. We looked good in practice all week, so I'm feeling good. The team's feeling good, so yeah.
So, and the winner of that game will most likely be playing the Rich High Rebels next week down at Southern Utah University. But, Johnny, how has your career been down at Water Canyon? I know you've stayed in touch with all your Rebel friends up here, but how has it been down at Water Canyon, living down there in that community?
It had its ups and downs, but, I don't know, I just been the leader of this team ever since I got there, so I'm the only one with really any football experience since I got there. So
yep, you've had to be like you said, kind of the centerpiece all 4 years that you've been there, because you started as a freshman down there, didn't you? Do I remember that right?
It was a sophomore. Yep.
Oh, you weren't able to play that first year. That's right. So. And, Johnny, how do you like 8-man with your speed and the nature of how 8-man is, being able to get to the outside? Have you enjoyed 8-man versus 11-man?
Oh, yeah. I really enjoy 8-man. There's just so much space to run,
Yeah. And so who did you guys play last week?
We played Whitehorse.
Whitehorse. So tell me about Whitehorse, because they've had a few surprising wins. I mean, they blew out Altamont a few weeks ago, which was a weird score. It just kind of came out of nowhere. How was that game?
It was pretty good. We thought they were gonna come in ready to play, but we just shut their run game down. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And so, Johnny, I know you keep in touch with your friends from Rich. What's it like sitting in the stands watching your friends play and then them watch you play here in a few hours?
Oh, I miss it so much, man. I just wish I was out there still, but things change, and but it's good to see him play.
You're obviously loyal to Water Canyon, which is how it should be, but you have those great friendships, and I'm glad you've been able to keep in touch with everyone. So Johnny, you are a senior along with Carter and Drake and the crew up here. What are your plans for after high school?
I'm actually going to join a World Financial Group.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me about that. What will that entail?
I'm not 100% sure right now, but I'm actually got a big meeting tomorrow at Salt Lake. So
good for you. That's awesome. Well, Johnny, we wish you luck today in your game. Once again, that'll be at 4 o'clock. Water Canyon taking on Monticello. The winner will play in the state championship game next week at Southern Utah University. Wouldn't be near as long of a drive for you guys, that's for sure.
No, just an hour.
Did you guys come up last night?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. Yep. Well, Johnny, thanks for taking some time and letting me pull you away from your teammates over there, but always good to see you, bud.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.
Good to be here.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
I am here with our weekly Standout Student segment, and I have got QB1 with me this week. Carter, you've been QB1 for the last 3 seasons, and how are you feeling with it winding down now, just 2 games left in your high school career, football-wise?
It's a little sad looking towards the end of it, but hopefully the last couple of games will be fun and we'll go out with a bang.
And Carter, this season's been a good one. A lot of tough teams on the schedule. We've had some big wins, some close games. How would you summarize this season? How have you felt about it? What have been some high points that have happened this year for you?
I feel like we've had a pretty successful season. I think one of our biggest wins, I really loved the Bear Lake one. That one meant a lot to me. And just like beating Grace, like it was a pretty big game because it was 8-man. I like that one too.
Yeah, the Bear Lake game. That's one that you won for the community. In addition to you and your teammates, it was one that everyone in town wanted to win, and it was a really fun one. And on their field, it means even more. So,
yeah.
And speaking of fields, what's it been like playing on a brand new turf field?
Oh, it's way cool. It's awesome. I love it.
This week, Carter, we've got Altamont, who is a very familiar team that we play year in and year out. We've already played them once this year. What's been the preparation for them this week? I mean, it's sometimes hard being the favorite rather than the underdog. You've got the target on your back, but what's been the preparation like for you guys?
We're just taking like any other game. Like we might be the favorite, but we still look at them. Coach always talks about not overlooking an opponent, so we respect them and hopefully they give us a good game.
Looking ahead, with a win against Altamont, that would most likely put us with Monticello the next week. How are you feeling about a potential rematch with them in the championship game next week?
I feel good about it. We played Monticello a lot. We know them kids quite good, and I think it'll be a fun game.
Well, that's great, Carter. Well, you've had a great, fun career, great class. We'll definitely miss you guys. It's been a good run ever since you guys were just little, and feels like yesterday you guys were battling with Star Valley under the lights. Your 8th grade year, one of the best games I've seen you guys ever play, and you've kept going since then. So let's segue a little bit into school. How's school going? How's your senior year going in general?
It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I don't have too many hard classes, so that's been probably the best part. But yeah,
being able to have a good, positive senior year. What's besides football? What's been a highlight so far this year, as you're about halfway through your senior year?
I'd probably say I've had a carpentry class. It's been really fun with Jaden Larson. I've enjoyed that one.
Awesome. And Carter, I always like to end these interviews with the standout students, asking the question of your past 4 years at Rich High School. Who's a teacher that's really had an impact on you that you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'd probably say Tyson Larson. I mean, he's taught me, I think it was math my sophomore year, my freshman year. And then he coached us playing football. And I don't know, he's had a big impact on me as like growing up as a player or just growing up as like an individual. He just taught me a lot about what it means to be a Rebel.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he does care about you guys. I'll definitely echo that. So, Carter, thanks for taking time with me, and good luck this season. We're planning on a big W today, as this will record right before the game, and then looking for that second straight championship next week. So good job this year, and we'll catch up with you in basketball season, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you, Bradley.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
We are back. We are at halftime of the semifinals of 8-man football, and the Rich High Rebels on their way as they are up 40-0 at half against the Altamont Longhorns. Let's go over some stats from that first half, Rob.
Well, Altamont started with the ball to begin with because the Rebels chose to defer, and they put a good drive together, 8 plays, but turnover on downs as 4th and 1, they were unable to convert. The Rebels take the ball down the field, and a hook and ladder between Daniel Smith and Samuel Leifson went awry, and the ball went to the back of the end zone, which gave Altamont the ball on their own 20. They go 3 and out, and it took the Rebels only 2 plays to score 45 yards with a 45-yard touchdown run from Carter Hoffman with 4 minutes to go in the quarter. PAT was good. Rebels up 7-0. Altamont throws an interception picked off by Riker Hoffman that set the Rebels up only 3 plays, and Drake Weston goes in from 3 yards out. The PAT is good. It is 14-0. Altamont punts, and Rich starts at their own 30-yard line. A 5-play drive and a 19-yard touchdown pass from Carter Hoffman to Riker Hoffman. PAT is no good as it was blocked. So 20-0 with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Altamont attempts a reverse on the kickoff, and it goes awry, and we're not sure who to give credit to. I'm thinking maybe Carter Grohl on the recovery, but the Rebels have a short field, only 27 yards, and Carter Hoffman 13-yard touchdown run to make it 26-0 as the second PAT is blocked. And then Altamont punts. The Rebels take over on their own 25-yard line, 4-play drive with a 38-yard run from Hudson Perry. 2-point conversion good from Jet Holmes to his cousin Drake Weston to make it 34-0 with 5:49 to go in the second quarter. And Altamont 3 and out on a punt, and Rebels start in Altamont territory. 27-yard touchdown pass from Carter Hoffman to Drake Weston, and the PAT is blocked, which makes it 40-0. And your stats, Carter Hoffman 10 of 13 in the first half for 139 yards. Thatcher Rust is 4 of 14 for 49 yards. The Rebels have 217 yards rushing with Carter Hoffman leading the way, 6 carries for 99 yards. Hudson Perry, 6 carries for 80, and Drake Weston, 5 carries for 38 yards. On the Altamont side of the ball, Thatcher Rust, 5 carries for 27 yards. Braden Jessen, 7 carries for 14. Dylan Ivey, only 3 carries for 10 yards. And Logan Nelson, 5 carries for 7 yards for a total of 58 yards running. You add that to the 49 yards passing, and you're about 120 yards of offense compared to 350 for the Rebels. Well, what else do you want to know, Bradley?
No, thank you for that, Rob. That paints a picture of definitely that first half. And the way you handle this, Rob, this second half, obviously the Rebels up big at half. You want to keep everyone healthy for next week. Big championship game coming up next week at Southern Utah University. We'll find out later today who that will be against. But in the second half, you really want to keep everyone healthy, but get your younger guys some reps. Coach Larson's big on that. I don't think you'll see the starters out there for very long, and that's part of being able to be the number 1 seed. You know, it's a reward for a successful season, and so you'll probably see Jedin at quarterback, Aiden and Wasden having some reps at receiver, some of those younger linemen in, and that's a good thing. You know, you got to build for the future as well, and these are one of those games that helps you to do that.
Yeah, you've actually got Wilkes Weston, number 4, and Jet Holmes, number 6, down warming up on the sideline. And I was impressed last week against the Utah Military Academy. Coach Larson able to get every single one of his players time on the field. And for a high school student, I will say now we've got an impressive stadium in Randolph, but to play on a field like this in this kind of environment it's timeless. It's memories you'll look back on for a long time.
Yep, and I'll echo what you said about Coach Larson. With, you know, the close relationship I have with him, we talk a lot, and he is just so big on making sure everyone has a good experience, you know, the best that he can. And, you know, he's done a good job at that all year long. And so the Rebels will take the field now. We're just starting up the third quarter. I'll adjust the scoreboard here, but thank you to all of our listeners. I know that it's just audio today, but thank you for all those listeners that have tuned in and are supporting the Rich High Rebels today. And so the Rebels will be kicking to. So this is interesting because we did kick to start the game. So I guess we've elected to kick again.
Yes, we have.
Maybe probably just a classy move on Coach Larson's part to start the half by kicking, but they will do so. Dylan Fonsbeck will kick deep to Rust, and he will not try for a reverse again, but this time will be returned just past the 30-yard line.
And you can credit Rylan Goff, number 67, and number 25, Riker Kirk, on the tackle.
So, Rob, we can already see that the JV defense is going to start things off here for the Rebels. They got a lot of playing time last week, too, so a lot of postseason play for our JV team, which, if you're the Rich High Rebels, you like to hear that. That means things are going well. So, and we will have a running clock here to start things off. And so the Longhorns, led by Ledbetter, at the gun with a spread formation ahead of him. He will give to the outside, and that will be number 15, Logan Nelson, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like a tackle made by Tony Maldonado, number 22. On the front line, Bradley, you've got number 32, Bodie O'Mealy, and Bailey Weston, number 54.
And then Ryland Goff.
And then Ryland Goff, 6'7", on the other side. You've got Dylan Wasden as one corner, Paxton Nicolademus on the other side, Wilkes Weston and Tony Maldonado as your linebackers.
Ledbetter sends Nelson in motion. Then he is throwing, and he attempts that pass to Easton Thiener, but that will be incomplete, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns.
And the final player on the Rebel defense would be number 9, Zenick Stocking, playing safety.
So Zenick had a great game last week. We named him player of the game, and he is back out there to get some reps in once again, as Altamont with a 3rd and 10 ahead of them. Ledbetter in the gun. He sends Ivy in motion, who runs a swing route, but it'll be passed to the outside to Rust. And that will be a gain of about 6 on the play, bring up a 4th and 4 for the Longhorns.
And number 5, Paxton Nicolademus on the tackle. Do you go for it on 4th down here, Bradley, with the score?
Yes, I would probably do so. I mean, yeah, you run the absolute risk of giving the ball back to the Rebels with a short field to work with, but with it being a running clock, down big, wanting to just get something going, I would go for it here, and it looks like they will do that as Ledbetter is in the gun again with a 4th and 6 ahead of him. He drops back to pass. He rolls to his right, and he has a man in Ivy, but is incomplete. So the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from the Altamont 38-yard line.
Wilkes Weston, number 4, on the coverage, but looks like your varsity offense coming onto the field as I see Jordan Johnson, 58, coming up for the line, along with 60 Talon Pace and 73 J.J. Chandler.
So I assume that this will be their final drive today, as they will probably look to get on the board one more time and then give the JV offense the reins as well. So Hoffman will be in the gun with Weston and Hoffman to his right as receivers, and Perry and Smith to his left. So this will either once again be a quarterback keeper or looking to pass Hoffman drops back. He has got Smith on the receiver screen, the receiver tunnel screen. Be a gain of 5 on the play. So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Rebels.
Taken out of bounds by number 9, Easton Thiener.
Easton Thiener, number 9, on the defensive coverage to push him out of bounds.
So we have Leifson and Fonsbeck coming in for Weston and I didn't see who the other one was, but we've got same formation. Leifson and Smith to Hoffman's right, Perry and Fonsbeck to his left. He is in the gun, and he drops back to pass, this time to Dylan Fonsbeck to the left side. That is just a gain of about 1 on the play. Looks like Coach Larson's wanting to spread the wealth a little bit, get some touches for everyone. As we are at 8.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
At the 32-yard line.
So Riker, Hoffman, and Drake Weston back in for Leifson and Smith. So the Rebels have a 3rd and 4 coming up here. Once again, running clock, so we're at 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Hoffman has trips to his right with Smith to his left. Fonsbeck to his left. Carter goes to his right. He's got Weston deep, who does catch it and is forced out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
And number 8, Braden Jessen on the coverage. That ball was a rainbow, Bradley.
Yep.
Had a lot of air under it.
Dropped right into Weston's hands, and right as he's going out of bounds, good timing there as it brings up a fresh set of downs for the Rebels. 1st and 10, not quite 1st and goal, as you do see the substitution there. Carter Hoffman coming out.
Jet Holmes in at quarterback.
So he has he's got Smith and Perry to his left, Leifson and Hoffman to his right. He is in the gun looking to pass. He drops back. He has got a man, and he puts it deep for Smith on that out route. Great throw there right at the corner of the end zone. And that is a touchdown for the Rebels. I was worried that had a little bit too much air under it, but it was perfectly thrown there by Holmes, as that is a touchdown for the Rebels, bringing the score 46-0 here in the third quarter with 7 minutes to go.
And looks like they're going to line up for another point after attempt.
So Dylan Fonsbeck, as you said, his leg has gotten a lot of work today as he is out there. We'll see if we can keep the Longhorns from blocking this one, as this would be their 4th block, and they don't get there this time, and that is no good. So not a lot of success with the extra points today, but luckily a lot of touchdowns to make up for it, as the Rebels are now up 46-0 here in the third quarter of this semifinal matchup. We'll go to break. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel Football, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
And we are now back as the Rich High Rebel kicking team take the field again. Dylan Fonsbeck to kick deep to the Altamont returners, Dylan Ivey and Thatcher Rust. And it'll just be a pooch kick that will get to Dylan Ivey as they fake the return, and Ivey gets around to the outside. He'll be brought down right at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Rylan Goff, number 67, on the tackle.
Rylan Goff has had a great game on the special teams today. He's been on a few. He had that really good hit earlier on in the game and has been able to keep things going on special teams as the defense will take the field. Altamont still looking for their first score today as we are midway through the third quarter.
And again, it looks like you have almost the exact same defensive lineup as we did last time. Tony Maldonado coming a little bit late to the party.
So Altamont with Ledbetter in the gun with the spread formation. He sends Ivy in motion, And he tries to get a pass out to his man. That's number 9, I believe, Thiener. Yep, Easton Thiener. And a gain of 3 on the play. So again, Rob, the big shock for me is Ivy has not had a ton of touches today. So maybe the strategy was that he was going to be a bit of a decoy today, as he is an explosive player. But again, he is used as a decoy there. Fake swing to him and a pass to Thiener, as Ledbetter is the lone man in the backfield. He takes the pass, drops back, has a man on a quick slant. That is good enough for the first down. That was a completion to Thiener, once again, just on the other side of the field this time.
Yep, and Paxton Nicodemus with the tackle as soon as he made the catch, but it is good enough for a first down.
And, Rob, let's do a weather check today. Let's see what the temperature is. What's your guess right now?
I'm thinking about 39 degrees in the shade.
See. So Herriman is where we're at. 42 degrees, mostly sunny, unless you're in the shade. Then it does not feel that way. But Ledbetter back. He fakes it to Ivy and then gets it out to Rust, and he will be tackled. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Paxton Nicodemus had him wrapped up on the ankles, but Rust a little bit bigger than Paxton to try to bring him down. But credit Paxton's buddies to come and help him out. 3 Rebels converge and take Rust to the ground.
So that'll bring up a second, and they did get him back to the original line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Longhorns here, as Ledbetter comes to the line with a spread formation, wide receiver to his left. That is Nelson. He's going to fake it. Nope, he does give it around the right end. He is forced out of bounds. That was number 15, Logan Nelson, the carrier there.
Wilkes Weston, number 4, on the hit to take him out of bounds. Going to bring up 3rd and 5,
Yep.
3rd and 6 maybe?
Yep, third and 5 coming up for the Longhorns. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter, as Ledbetter is in the gun with backs to his right and left. He takes a snap, fakes it to Ivy around the outside, and then a swing pass to him. That was nearly a backwards pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm Tony Maldonado or Dylan Watson, I'm picking that ball up and going the other way.
Yep, so that's an incompletion, an attempted swing pass to the left side. That brings up a 4th and 5 for the Longhorns.
And I think the clock operator doesn't understand that we mean when running clock means it continues to run even on an incomplete pass.
He's happy to be here. He wants to stretch this day out. So Ledbetter is in the gun, spread formation, wide receiver to his right. He sends a man in motion, gets the snap, drops back for a pass, and that is batted down by Ryland Goff. And that will give the ball back to the Rebels, 1st and 10, with the JV offense taking the field to finish out the rest of this game, I would assume.
So you see number 65, Traxon Chandler, number 72 is not on my roster. How does that happen? You got Riker Kirk, Jet Holmes as the quarterback. Riker probably is one of the running backs. And Dylan Wasden and Aiden Weston as your receivers.
So I believe 72 is Breaker Willis.
That's probably right.
So, and he snaps it back to Holmes. He does bobble it, keeps it alive, and just throws it away out of bounds. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Rebels. So a bit of a mishandled snap as that hit the ground. Holmes throws it out of bounds, brings up a 2nd and 10 here. Once again, the clock stops. So
yeah, the referee trying to wind him back up again.
So the Rebels will go to the line, 2nd and 10 with a 3-man front. Holmes has receivers to his left and right in Nicodemus and Wasden.
Jasper Johnson, number 20.
Johnson. Holmes will keep the ball this time, goes to his right, trying to make something happen. That a gain of 3 on the play. So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Rebels.
Tackle made by number 15, Logan Nelson. He's made quite a few today.
Yeah, Logan Nelson's had a great game on defense. He's had some production on offense too, but good defensive showing for him individually. So the Rebels will go to the line, 3rd and 7 coming up. Holmes in the backfield with Riker Kirk to his left, Nicodemus to his right, with Johnson and Wasden to his left in the receiving spots. Holmes drops back. He is going to get to his right. He's going to tuck it, and stays in bounds. Ivy will take him down, but almost to the first down.
Yeah, credit Jet Holmes on a little bit of guts there. He could have easily stepped out of bounds, but he turned it back inside.
He wants some action along with the rest of those boys who've been on the sideline for offense this game. So that will give the Rebels the first down on that scramble by Jet Holmes. 1st and 10 coming up 2 minutes ago here in the third quarter. Once again, we want to thank all of our listeners. We've had over 100 listeners today, it shows, so thank you for tuning in today on My Local Radio and on 98.3 KADQ FM. And the Rebels, Aiden Weston subbing in for the Rebels as they will
take a timeout.
Looks like there's some personnel things that need to be cleared up by Coach Larson. So we'll go to break. This is a T7 production of Rich High Rebel Football on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KADQ FM.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
And now a message from the experts at...
We welcome you back to this presentation of Rich High Rebel Football as the Rebels cruising to a victory, on their way to a victory as the third quarter is about to come to a close. A minute and a half to go here. Rebels up 46-0 against the Altamont Longhorns as the Rich High Rebel offense take the field with Holmes under center, Riker Kirk in the backfield with Johnson, Wasden, and Aiden Weston at the receiving core. Bobbled snap there. So it is weird as a quarterback when you have a center that you're not used to, because I believe that Holmes is used to taking snaps from Cade Nelson, so a little bit different of a personnel here. And they'll get it figured out as it's now 2nd and 11 coming up for the Rebels.
Yeah, it looks like Jet and Breaker are having a little conversation about what went wrong there.
So 2nd and 11 coming up for the Rebels. Holmes once again is under center with Kirk in the backfield, Fonsbeck, Johnson, and Aiden Weston out on the field. As a quarterback keeper once again, Holmes will keep it around the left side, and he will go out of bounds after a gain of about 5 on the play.
Number 76 for the Longhorns. Nearly had him in the backfield, but I do not have him on my roster, Bradley.
No, we don't. So that will bring up 3rd and 6 for the Rebels coming up here. So, and once again, for those that are interested, the rest of the lineup today, next here at Zions Bank Stadium, will be Morgan taking on Manti, followed by the Water Canyon Monticello matchup that we've talked about, and then later today will be the other 3A matchup. Or 3A matchup, yes, excuse me. Holmes back to pass. He is in the gun. Now scrambling as he gets to his left side. Enough for a first down and then some, and will finally be forced out of bounds by Thiener. Big gain on the play for the Rebels as they get down to the 10-yard line.
As soon as Jet took that snap, he turned around and saw number 99, Porter Farr, at 6'4", staring him in the face. And he had a little bit of extra giddy-up in his step there, Bradley.
Yes,
trying to get away.
Yes, he did. And that will get down to the 20, excuse me. And that will bring the third quarter to a close. The Rebels on your Station on Main scoreboard, up 46-0 to the Altamont Longhorns. This is a T7 Propane production of Rich High Rebel Football. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KADQ FM.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life.
We are back here as the Rebels down on the other end of the field as Holmes takes the ball around the left side, and he is able to get out of bounds, but is able to pick up 9, if not 10, on the play. It looks like they're going to give him 9 yards on the play. So a gain of 9 for the Rebels. That will bring up a 2nd and 1 as they are marching down about to the 10-yard line in Altamont territory.
Again, a lot of younger players coming into the ball game. 34, Wyatt O'Mealy in the backfield with Jet as a running back.
And Rob, we were talking about later today, I think that final 3 matchup is Richfield and Grantsville. Does that sound right?
That sounds good. I can take a quick peek at it.
So Holmes in the gun with 3 trips to his left, and he will throw to Aiden Weston, who's able to cut upfield and get into the end zone on that wide receiver screen. So Aiden Weston gets into the end zone. Great to see him back. He's been out with an injury for a while, but he is now back full speed as the Rebels take a 52-0 lead here early on in the fourth quarter. So the Rebels will go to attempt the extra point. Dylan Fonsbeck back out on the field with the varsity offense to attempt that extra point to try to extend lead to 53. The snap and holder good, and the kick is up, and it is good. Dylan Fonsbeck with the extra point off of that Aiden Weston 10-yard reception for a touchdown, up 53-0. We'll go to break. This is a My Local Radio production of Rich High Rebel Football. Listening at 98.3 KADQ FM.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back here at Zions Bank Stadium as the Rich High Rebels are able to get on the board again and now leading 53-0. Dylan Fonsbeck looking to kick to the Longhorns. He does so as he kicks to Ivy, who will take it to the 25, to the 30, able to break away a little bit, but will be taken down about the 32-yard line. So the Altamont Longhorns will take over on offense, 1st and 10, looking to get on the board today with 10.5 minutes to go here in the game.
Bradley, a little shout out to some of our Rebel football players. One of the things that happens this time of the year is you get the Academic All-State. So your 8-man Academic All-State award recipients, Tony Maldonado, Carter Hoffman, Daniel Smith, Drake Weston, Samuel Leifson, Talon Pace, and Zenick Stocking, and Daniel Cox from Water Canyon.
That will be a give to Ivy up the middle, and he breaks away to the left. A gain of 12 on the play. Again, Rob, why are we just seeing him run now? It's been kind of a weird thing, but that is enough for a first down for the Longhorns.
And that is a first down run up to the 44-yard line.
So Altamont with a fresh set of downs about to midfield with Ledbetter back in the gun. He takes the snap looking to pass. He's got a few options. He tries for Ivy. Wyatt O'Mealy on the coverage there.
Incomplete pass.
So Ivy was the intended target there, and Wyatt O'Mealy with a good breakup on the pass there. 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns.
And speaking of Academic All-State, for the cross-country boys team, Ethan Earl, Austin Vasquez, and Jared Carver receiving that recognition from Utah High School Athletic Association.
Yep, so we've got a lot of great students going on right now. That's a good honor. As Ledbetter back in the gun once again, he sends Nelson in motion. He's back to pass looking. He is just going to keep it up the middle, And that it will be a gain of about 3 yards on the play on that quarterback keeper.
Bodie O'Malley, number 32, pulling him down from behind.
Number 32.
So this will bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Longhorns. Rebels looking for another stop here to get the ball back, as Ledbetter is in the gun with backs to his right and left with a receiver wide to his left. The ball is snapped and given up the middle to, I believe, Nelson. That'll be a gain of about 8 on the play, enough for a first down for the Longhorns to extend this drive.
Brought down by number 34.
Wyatt O'Meally on the tackle again, and looks like 66 is that Hunter Cornea?
Yes, yep. So Ledbetter back in the gun with backs to his right and left in the gun with the receivers to his right. That's given to Ivy on the right side. That is snuffed out by the Rebels, but not until he gets a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Longhorns.
Yeah, Tony Maldonado had him in the backfield, number 22, 66, Hunter Cornea with the tackle.
So, Rob, is one of the obvious questions that come up, especially the last 2 weeks. You know, Rich High's obviously a big favorite in 8-man. Do they belong in 8-man? Should they be in 11-man? It's a good shout-out to Coach Larson. We have a lot of boys playing, but it's the majority of the boys in the high school that are playing football, and that's what's a big difference. We truly are a 1A school based off of enrollment, and, you know, I love 11-man football, you love 11-man football, but, you know, this is what the state has asked a handful of schools to do, and the Rebels have competed where they've asked to compete, and we'll see who they're going to have next week in that 8-man championship game.
Porter Keach with a tackle for loss on that last play, Bradley.
Ledbetter sends Ivy in motion to his right. He trips as he is dropping back. So now the Longhorns have a 4th and long coming up here.
Yeah, about 4th and 17, maybe 18.
So 4th and 18 coming up for the Longhorns here. They've had some success on this drive, but looking to convert here as there is just 7 minutes to go, running clock here late in the 4th quarter. But they are going to punt, so Thatcher Rust is back to punt here. Rebels send a man back to return this punt. Thatcher, and it's going to be a fake and just short of the man that he was looking for. Rebels take over on that 4 and out.
Looking for Easton Thiener on the pass, but and it was set up well, but pass was about 3 or 4 yards short.
So the Rebels taking over 1st and 10, 6.5 minutes to go in the game, as the Rebels will look to just milk down this clock and finish this one out potentially on this drive.
Rebels may need to take another timeout as they're trying to figure out how to get 8 players onto the field.
Yeah, we've got currently 4 players out on the field. Coach Larson's, it looks like Coach Cornea is sending out a group.
Wilkes Weston going to be coming in as quarterback, replacing Jet Holmes, but we still don't have enough. And I'm not sure where the play clock. You got 15 seconds, so plenty of time looks like.
Still 7 guys. Still need one more guy. One more guy.
I'll go, Coach. Put me in.
There is some sun down there, so the Rebels are going to take a timeout. We'll go to break as well. We'll be back after this. Thank you for listening in on 98.3 KDQ FM. Rich High Rebel Football brought to you by T7 Propane.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back. 6 minutes here to go as the Rebels looking to make it to the 2nd straight state championship. Let's talk a little bit about our journey through 8-man, this 8-man league, Rob. The first year was a very competitive year with Rich, Monticello, and Gunnison all very competitive, and that led to a Gunnison state championship. Last year, Rich was able to beat Monticello in that state championship, and then next week the Rebels will be playing either Monticello or Water Canyon. That will be decided in the 4 o'clock game later today here at Zions Bank Stadium.
I'm hoping for better weather than the semifinal matchup against Monticello the first year was in Cedar City in a snowstorm.
I was in Cancun watching that game in a very warm atmosphere. I felt bad for you guys that first year because, yes, it was very snowy. Wilkes-Weston does give to Tony Maldonado around the left end. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play. That will bring up I believe it's second down still, isn't it? The down marker showing third.
No, scoreboard showing third as well.
So I don't know if we missed that first play, but that brings up a 3rd and 8 here for the Rebels. So Wilkes-Weston under center with Maldonado and Jasper Johnson, who gets the pitch around the left side. He's able to stay in bounds, spinning off of defenders. Good, strong run there by Jasper. A 4-yard gain on the play, bringing up a 4th and 3.
Toss sweep to number 20, Jasper Johnson.
Looked like number 10.
70, Brandon Moreno.
Yes, I believe that was Moreno on the tackle.
Number 70, Brandon Moreno. There you go. That 7's kind of got a little top heavy on that one.
So the Rebels looking to keep this drive alive with 4.5-ish minutes to go. Wilkes-Weston under center. He will give it to Tony Maldonado, who has enough for, he may be short of the
short
first
a yard,
down.
I think. Got his legs cut out from underneath him.
So that will bring up a change of possession with Altamont.
4th and 1 at the 41.
Yep, so that'll switch it out. So the Rebels will give the ball back to Altamont after that turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. I still don't know what play we missed.
Yeah, I think we were talking about something else, but looks like you're going to get Braden Stokes, 21. We only got 7 on the field, Bradley, in as one of the corners. And here comes Tony Maldonado late to the party.
So Rebels now have 8 guys on the field as Ledbetter drops back to pass. He is going deep to Ivy, and we have good coverage there as that was Wyatt O'Mealy on the coverage that he broke it up there. Was an underthrown ball, but even so, Wyatt O'Mealy had good coverage on that play.
He did, going for Dylan Ivy, and Ivy wanted the flag, but I think both of them came back to the ball at the exact same time as Valen Cornea, number 13, comes into the ball game.
So Ledbetter back in the gun with a spread formation. He sends Ivy in motion. Back to pass, looking for a man. He has got Thatcher Rust on the outside, but good coverage there by
Braden Stokes.
Yep.
Reached right around and knocked that one down.
Braden Stokes is a great defensive back. You just saw it right there on that coverage. And so this brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns as they have had 2 passing attempts that have not equated to anything so far.
Tag Stewart, number 85, into the ballgame as a cornerback. And Nash Perry on the other side.
Ledbetter back in the gun, just under 3 minutes to go here. He sends Ivy in motion. It'll be a screen play on the outside, complete, and he is taken down by, I think that was that Bell? Is that Jaden Bell on the tackle there?
65, I think.
So that will bring up a 4th and 5 for Altamont, trying to keep this drive alive. 4th and 3, looks like. 4th and 3 for Altamont. 2.5 minutes to go here.
Traxon Chandler, number 65 on that tackle, Bradley.
Ledbetter back in the gun. Sends Ivy in motion to his left. Dropping back to pass, he will go back to Ivy. That will be enough for the first down and then some as Ivy breaks multiple tackles. Gain of about 15 on the play there.
Nash Perry, number 2, and 22, Tony Maldonado, pushing him out of bounds. They've got 2 minutes to try to get in the end zone. And looks like Zenik Stocking coming out.
So the Longhorns with a fresh set of downs here. They are in Rebel territory on the 35-yard line. Ledbetter back in the gun with backs to his right and left and a receiver to his left. That will be a give to Nelson. He gets around to the right side and then some, gets a first down, breaks multiple tackles, and he carries into the end zone. The Altamont Longhorns do get on the board today with the legs of Logan Nelson as he broke multiple tackles to get across the end zone. 53-6 is what your Station on Main scoreboard shows now here in the fourth quarter.
Scotty Wakefield, number 82, had the last shot at the goal line.
He gave it his all, didn't he? He about got it right into the end zone.
Looks like we're going to go for a PAT, and it is Ivy who is the kicker with the hold of Rust.
Holder is number 44, Thatcher Rust. Attempting the try is number 1, Dylan Ivy.
So the snap is good, the hold is good, but the kick is very low, incomplete. The refs didn't know for a second if that went in or not.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It looked like it was just a little bit below the crossbar. Do you go for an onside kick, Bradley?
Why not? This will be our first time seeing the Altamont kick team.
It is. Since the Rebels did defer the first half and chose to kick in the second, but it looks like we're trying to get 8 guys on the kick return team.
So we're at 1:13 to go here, Rob. With the running clock, just a few more plays left for whichever team's going to end up with this ball. But, yes, the Longhorns are kicking to the Rebels for the first time today.
And there's our 8th. Looks like we're putting the Good Hands team up front.
Yep, and
Boston Jolly, Talon Pace, Easton Eborn, Carter Grohl, with Zenik Stocking and Daniel Smith in the middle, and Hudson Perry and Drake Weston deep. And Ivy, who just missed the extra point, is going to kick.
Kicking off number 1, Dylan Ivy, deep for the Rebels.
So a reminder, state championship game next week at Southern Utah University. That will kick off at 10 a.m., and we will take on the winner of the Monticello Buckaroos and the Water Canyon Wildcats, which takes place later today. So keep an eye on that score. That will take place here at Zions Bank Stadium. Ivy will kick it deep to Hudson Perry, who fields it, and he will give it to Zenik Stocking, who then is able to return it up past the 30-yard line. So Zenik able to get a touch today, which is great.
Yeah, they were practicing that play last week against the Military Academy.
That's right.
Hudson didn't make the pitch, so this time they are successful on the play.
So the Rebels will take over. 50 seconds to go here. 53-7.
Coach Larson is sending out the varsity offense for the victory formation.
So Altamont hustling to the line. Clock is running as the Rebels will just kneel this thing down. Hoffman takes the knee, and I believe that should be it.
I think you may have to run one more.
Shouldn't. That just reset.
Yet.
Well,
yeah,
maybe they will just out of. So that is it. Thank you to all of our listeners listening in today, as the Rebels will not need to run another play. The Rebels going to the second straight state championship next week at Southern Utah University. Thank you to all of our listeners listening in. This has been a broadcast of Rich High Rebel Football brought to you by T7 Propane. We'll be back with our Independent Software Solutions post-game show after this. This is online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ-FM.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Run for 45.
Welcome back. This is time for our Independent Software Solutions postgame show, and this is time for our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Rob, what do you have for us in that second half?
Well, you had a touchdown pass from Jet Holmes to Daniel Smith in the far left-hand corner of the end zone for 6 points to make it 46-0, and then Jet Holmes to Aiden Weston for a short 5 or 6 yard touchdown pass to make it 53-0, and then Logan Nelson keeps the Altamont Longhorns from getting a donut on the scoreboard, and the final score 53-7.
And that is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, and we are going to move on to the McKay Markham play of the game, precision play of the game. And games like this, Rob, lots of highlights that Rich had, scoring 53 points. There was a lot of things that went well for them. We talked about Carter's long run, right, that kind of sparked the offense. It was slow going, but then Carter able to have that 45-yard touchdown run.
Yep, and I would say that would be the play of the game. It got the offense on the board and seemed to take the little bit of the nerves out of the ball game from that point on.
And that brings us to our Crawford Trough player of the game. Rob, just like there were a lot of plays of the game that could be chosen, a lot of success there, who was a player today that stood out to you?
That would be Coach Tyson Larson. That is not an easy situation to be in as a coach. You know you're a heavy favorite. You could run the score up. This could have been 100-something to 0 if you wanted it to, if you wanted to keep your varsity players out there. But I think the fact that he defers the second half kickoff and manages to get every single player in on this field that makes the efforts every day in practice, has the long bus ride, as he gets interviewed by one of the reporters down on the sideline, I will give it to Tyson Larson for a job well done.
Yeah, he does a great job, just class act all the time. So, yep, I will agree with you on that one. And that brings us to our Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. We've said it multiple times throughout the broadcast today. We've got a state championship ahead of us next week at Southern Utah University, kicking off at 10 a.m. We will be broadcasting here on mylocalradio.com and on the radio, 98.3 KADQ FM. Anything else, Rob, that you want to add to that?
Well, that will be a Saturday game. That's the 16th, so a week from tomorrow in Cedar City. The other thing that happens this week, Bradley, is on Monday. The girls and boys wrestling team and the girls basketball team hit the practice.
Wow. That's crazy. It's already here. So Coach Lundgren and Coach Jolly and Coach Cornea may have to he'll have to stay football focused, but knowing that wrestling's happening in the gym as well. But best of luck. I'm excited for this season coming up. Girls and boys basketball is going to be very competitive. We're going to have some good teams, but playing some good teams as well. So it'll be a good competitive year. The wrestling team definitely growing, both programs coming off some good seasons last year. So anyway, they'll be starting practice Monday. So that's a good note to make there. Thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to all the Rich Eye fans that made the drive down here. We look forward to bringing the state championship game to you next week from Southern Utah University. For those that aren't making the drive down, we'll be bringing it to you. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
Go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.